What is going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by Philly Mike, host of the Philly Talk podcast, and today we have a live stream earlier than I normally do it. I'm not the latest live streamer. I'm not normally the earliest one. I was just about to make a video, and then I got the news. And I said, should I make a video and go through all the editing to talk about this, or should I combine this with my call-in show that I promised you guys on Tuesday? Breaking news. The Philadelphia Eagles, more importantly, Doug Peterson announces today, less than 30 minutes ago, that Jalen Hurts, I repeat, Jalen Hurts will start against the New Orleans Saints. Now, the fan base is divided. It's pretty much been divided all season on Carson Wentz. You had the people who hated Carson Wentz from the beginning. I'm talking a year ago, 3 months ago, in the offseason. Like, they always believed Carson Wentz was not good. You had the people who love Carson Wentz and still love Carson Wentz. And you got the people who are, jumping ship, switching it up. You got people just admitting that Carson Wentz, whether he's going to be good in the future or bad in the future, he's just not getting the job done right now. And it might be because of the surrounding elements. This is why playing Jalen Hurts will uncover a lot. Now, again, there is going to be able to be excuses made for him the same way we made excuses for Wentz. But Doug Peterson can say, well, he's a rookie. We got to get more work in. But at the end of the day, this Philadelphia Eagles 2020 offense with Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz, these receivers, this offensive line have not worked. Now, a lot of the Eagle fans, including myself, say that it's a lot of Doug Peterson. It's a lot of Carson Wentz. It's a lot of the O-line, but it's a combination. One might be worse one game. The next game might be the other person. The next game might be the other person, but it's a combination. Now, this is the thing. I cannot lie that Jalen Hurts did not come out last week in the third quarter and get a spark. And if you guys watched my last video, instead of just jumping on my live streams, actually watch my videos. I said in my last video, there's no way Doug Peterson can go in the locker room and say Carson Wentz is back in. You have to start Jalen Hurts. Good defense with the Saints or not. Does he deserve it? Does he not? It doesn't matter. You made the switch in the third quarter of the Green Bay Packers game, and we played better. There's no physical way Doug Peterson can do that to the rest of the players. You can't sacrifice the Eagles players for one guy. Whether you agree with it or not, the decision was made, and I didn't understand Doug didn't come out and say it Monday, because how could you go back on that? I just don't see how you could do that to the Eagle Nation, to the players. So it is what it is. We're going to be doing a call in. I'm going to be dropping the link in a second, and I want to get you guys' take on it. Shout out to my guy Birdman 951 with the $4.99 super chat. He said it had to come to this. Carson is not right at this time. Shout out to you for the super chat. And like I said, we're going to be dropping the link. I'm not going to be having people in so long because there's probably going to be a lot of people that want to give their take on this. Just come in, give your take, ask me a question, and then we go about our day. But listen, I said it in my yesterday's video. I said, you have to play Jalen Hurts. Whether people think I'm done with Carson Wentz, I'm not. And look at his money. He will be on the Eagles in this offseason. Now, if Jalen Hurts comes in and he stinks, well, then we got to figure out what's going to happen in 2021. Probably back to Carson Wentz. The money's there. If he's great, well, then you got to do a quarterback competition and exhaust all options. But we have to wait and see. We can't watch 2 quarters in football and say trade Wentz. You can't do it. Come on. This is a $60 million decision. $60 million if we cut him. Carson Wentz will be on the roster in 2021. Now, whether Jalen Hurts plays so good that we try to trade him or we try to do something, that is yet to be seen. You cannot jump on a bandwagon after 2 quarters. But I will say, he made some stuff happen. So Jalen Hurts deserves to be the quarterback going into week 14 after this team has only got 3 wins on the season. It got to be like that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm about to drop the link. Let me know. I'm going to start reading you guys' comments. Like I said, I wanted to get on here. I was about to do a video. Then this broke. And instead of doing a video and then doing the editing and blah, 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 I wanted to get on here, say my piece. So for people who rewatch this, know exactly where Philly Mike stands. And this is what I stand. I still believe in Carson Wentz, the talent, but you got to sit him. Jalen Hurts needs to start. And Doug Peterson, to me, made the right decision. I'm not giving up on Carson Wentz. The contract makes you hold on to him. We'll figure out the rest based off what Jalen Hurts can do the last 4 games, if given the opportunity for the last 4 games. Who's to say he don't come out and throw 4 picks? I'm not wishing that on him. I liked what he was able to do in the Green Bay Packer game, and I like the decision to start Jalen Hurts. I'm about to drop the link right now. How many minutes has been? 6 minutes. It's good enough. It's good enough. Plus, we're going to do a lot of talking here. The link is going to be dropped, and then I'm going to pin it, and I want to let you guys know. My guy, hey, I just got 2 text messages from 2 different Eagles content creators. I'm not going to say who, but they're talking about getting a round table. So we will get a bunch of Eagle fans talking about this possibly today, but y'all going to get the call-in chance first. So here it is. I posted it. Now let me pin it. I'm not going to tell you what Eagle content creators hit me up, but it's one of the best one in the business. Let me just say that. One of the best ones in the business. Hey, we're going to have to talk about this. We're going to talk about this live call-in show. What better way to do it? I promise you guys the call-in show on Tuesday. You got it. Pin message. Here we go. We got some guys in here. We got some guys in here. And like I said, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Let me get my first guy in here. I'm going to get him up right away because he did drop a $4.99 super chat. My guy, Bird Man 915. What's going on?
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can. Perfectly fine.
Hold on. This kind of sounding weird. Let me see if I take this off.
Eagles emergency roundtable. You already know, but go ahead. There it is. Call-in show. Use the link in the chat. I already got the people in here who already contribute to the call-in show. You got them down low. You got the Jalen Hurts underneath me. Sorry, whoever calls in is going to be over top of Carson Wentz. It is what it is. You got Doug Peterson in the middle. He had to make a decision. What is your take on this decision, my guy?
Let me. Can you hear me all right, real quick?
Yep, perfectly fine.
I don't know why I'm getting like some weird sounding, but let me just give you I'm just gonna real quick go off of it. I feel that this will be it's a weird thing to say, but this is kind of like a win-win because we get to see what the young guy can do. We can kind of go off of what's gonna happen. The other thing is if Jalen we lose out and Jalen doesn't look like he's an NFL quarterback, then we know we're pretty much set. We need to get better coaching in here. We can try to put the pieces back with Carson Wentz. The only thing that I fear is I think Carson's headspace is so bad with Philly, with all the media. The media always roast him. You know, just go listen to Stephen A. and I can't think of the other guy right now, but he's always grilling him. I know he hears it, and I as a fan feel that Carson's mind in Philly, I think he's gonna need a restart, and it might be somewhere else. I know the money thing and all that stuff's going to be an issue. I hear you guys. But Carson and Philly, I think the pressure is just going to get to him at the end of the day. And I don't know if this could be fixed with even let's say you bring in the best coaches. I don't know, man. I just don't feel that Carson, his head is just off right now.
Hey, I hear you, my guy. Like I said, it's going to be a tough decision going in the future. I'm talking this offseason and whatnot with the money.
Right,
But at the end of the day, it comes down to I do agree and it could be a win-win because it's going to show, was it really more the quarterback or really more the supporting cast?
right,
Simple and plain. If Jalen Hurts succeeds, then you have to look at Carson a little bit harder. If he
right.
falls flat on his face, well, then you have to look at everything else and still including Carson. But I agree, man. Appreciate the super chat. We're going to have a lot of guys coming in here. Hey, first one on the call in. Great take. I think it is a win-win because really the way the Giants and the Washington are playing, I think we're done. But
Before you let me go, I honestly feel if we would have done this sooner, I think we have a shot at beating the Seahawks, man. It would have been a lot closer. And you can call me crazy, but I just think where Carson's at right now, I think for some reason, bro, I don't understand why this team rallied and got so rah, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, we want to win and we want this team to go forward, not backwards. So, like I said, it's a win-win. We don't have to get so upset as Eagle fans. I mean, we got to deal with it, man. We've been watching terrible football all year. So we're just going to have to deal with this and hope that this organization changes things around because we can't watch 2 more years of this. That's terrible. We that.
I agree.
But hey, man, appreciate you. Grind out. Let's go, birds. Let's fly. And hey, let's get happy, man. Let's see what the young dudes got, man. It's gonna be a great game. I think everybody's gonna be hyped.
Yeah, I hear you, my guy. Be easy, bro.
All right, peace.
Peace. All right. Got OGTV coming in here. Go ahead. What's your initial take on this, my guy? Jalen Hurts starting against the Saints.
What's good? What's good, man? First, let me clear this the other day because your co-host, he tried to act like I was hiding my face. And people who know me know I got multiple channels when I'm almost 1 million subscribers. I was just doing that because I didn't want to take away from the show. But I'm all
This
over these YouTube streets. Anyway, I show my face. But anyway, to get to the it's a good decision at this point. You talk about we only seen a quarter of Jalen. We seen 3 years of Carson Wentz stinking this up worse than anything. It's time for a new start. Now I watch your shows. You have admitted it. It's time to move on to a new quarterback. We need this. Now, can Carson come back? Maybe, but from here on out, it has to be a quarterback competition at the end of the day. McNabb had to do it. Michael Vick had to do it. It just is what it is. Jalen Hurts, he came right in, and magically he finds a receiver. First play of the game, or he can move, he can run, he threw a touchdown pass, and people say, "Oh, it's a prevent defense." And come on, man. At the end of the day, Carson couldn't do it. He wouldn't have done it. I'm happy to see this kid. And to one more point I want to make, 'cause I know you got a lot of people. Well, this kid's not ready. Then why the hell is he the backup quarterback then? Carson can go out anytime, and he has to come in. So he better be ready. Throw
hey,
me
I
into the fire. I don't want to hear this stuff about grooming me. Yo, throw me into the fire. Let me rock. Rookies come in all the time and ball out. Why can't this kid do it? But I appreciate you letting me come on the show, man. And I'll let you get to the next caller.
Oh wait, I just want to answer your thing, but hey, listen, I'm on the
All right,
train,
go
and
ahead, go ahead.
we gotta see something different. Like I said, I still believe in the talent when it comes to Wentz, but this is going to open up a lot of eyes. As was it really as much as Wentz as some people want to see, or was it more of the supporting cast? Because if Jalen Hurts succeeds, especially with the Saints knowing on Tuesday he's the starter, they get to prepare for him. They're going to come out and game plan for him, so there's not going to be the prevent talk or nothing.
He gets to prepare too. Like it's two sides to this.
Correct.
Now he
Yeah,
gets a full week with the ones.
correct. So
Right.
what I'm saying is we're about to get a real bigger, a real sample size of what's all the problem on this offense. So hey, I agree. We had to see it happen because of the season we're having. But appreciate you for coming on, turning your camera on, and speaking your piece, my guy.
Yes, sir, man. Keep on rocking, man. Peace.
Peace. All right. We got Infamous 2K coming on. What's going on? What's your initial thoughts on this move?
I mean, I don't agree with the move, but I want to touch up on what he just said about the prevent defense and said Carson couldn't do that. That's exactly what Carson did against the Steelers and the Ravens. When they started playing prevent defense and the game got closer because they started playing prevent defense and Carson Wentz started shining and we started throwing stuff to Fulgham and everything was working. So I don't want to hear that Carson couldn't do that on prevent defense because he's done it. He's done it every time they
Correct.
play prevent defense. I don't agree with the move for one reason. I think Hurts should play, but I feel like Wentz should start because if it's a lot easier to put in. Hold on, my fault. I'm playing the game at the same time. Actually, I got my words mixed up. I agree with the move because it's a lot easier to put in Wentz if Hurts messes up because he's like his contract is so big. It's harder to pull Wentz because how big his contract is. But here's the thing: I don't think Hurts will finish out the game because again, the whole prevent defense. I don't think you'll understand how big that is because when they stopped playing prevent defense, he completed one pass, and then he threw a pick and then he got sacked twice.
That's why I think this is going to be able to show us more of his skill set when a team prepares for him. He also gets to prepare with the ones. And again, at the end of the day, I don't feel comfortable saying any quarterback or any player going on the field is going to get us the NFC East championship. Like at this point, the way you see Washington play, the way you see the Giants play, I'm not going to concede a division because we're not mathematically out. But to look at it with realistic eyes, we look like the bottom. Us and the Cowboys don't look good at all. You know what I mean? So even if it's like he goes out there and falls flat on his face, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be sad. I'm going to be saying, wow, again, this shows more that if this kid is talented, then we do got some glaring issues, which we all know. The O-line, the coaching staff, the defense at times, the receivers not separating. So here's the thing. If only one quarterback it looks bad, you could blame it on the quarterback. But if this quarterback looks bad, hey, say they throw Nate Sudfeld in the week after and all three look bad. It's just going to show more that we need an overall change in this organization. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, so when it comes to how Hurts played, other than accuracy, Hurts is not gonna do something Wentz is incapable of doing or hasn't done this year. And the reason why I say that is because if you think about it, if you look at the Packers game, now again we'll have to see what he does against the Saints. But if you look at the Saints game, Packers game, he didn't do anything Carson Wentz can't do other than get out the pocket. And everyone talks about his pocket presence. He was sacked 3 times. That's one less than Carson. Carson was out there longer. His pocket presence couldn't have been that great. The only reason why his pocket presence looks a lot better is because they're not blitzing. They're not putting anybody down. They're not pinching the box and setting the contain. See, this is the thing. If you wanted a guy like Carson, and I've said this in every live calling that I've been in, if you're going to want a guy who can move out the pocket, avoid sacks, you don't tell your franchise quarterback to gain 20 pounds. There's no reason why Carson Wentz should weigh the same amount of weight as Ray Lewis. He's 250 pounds. I mean, and then people's like, oh, he's 6'5". That's why. Well, Ben Roethlisberger is I think 13 pounds lighter than him. So why would you tell a quarterback who's able to get out the pocket like that to gain 20 pounds and make him slower? That's my whole problem with this organization.
Yeah, and again, I just want to be clear. Like I said, for those that come in here and check out my live streams, they don't really watch some of my videos, or they didn't get to it. I put it out at a random time, they miss it. I said I want to see Jalen Hurts just because I don't think you can do that to the team after the spark was created. I'm not saying he's gonna go out there and be Deshaun Watson, be Russell Wilson, but at the end of the day, we keep losing. We can't get any worse. And if we do this season, to me, it doesn't matter because this season is all about evaluating from the top to the coaching staff and to every player. So we have to go into this just knowing, is Jalen Hurts worth keeping around or not? Because Carson Wentz money says he has to stay unless something extremely good comes our way. So Carson's going to be here. It's just about finding out what's going on. But hey, that's why I brought you. I was happy you came on third because you're one of the guys who come out there and put it down and you don't get moved off your thing. But at the end of the day, all we can do is see. We all support the Eagles, and we just want the best, my guy. You already know.
We just got to wait till Sunday. This is hard to make an evaluation.
Exactly.
For that 2-quarter game.
Exactly. I appreciate you, though.
Of course. Have a good one.
You too. Peace. All right, we're going to try to keep these moving because there's a lot of people coming in. And again, you can only hold 10 people backstage. So some people keep jumping out. Some people can't get in. Here we go. K-Dot, you're on. What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
What's up? Real quick before you go, everybody in the chat, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. We do live shows. We do call-ins. We do regular videos that I drop throughout the week. Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. Let's go. K-Dot, how you feel about this?
I think overall, like when you look at the year, I think it's like how the first guy said it was a win-win. I feel like it's a lose-lose almost because not because of Carson. Like we all have the affinity, he's supposed to be our star quarterback. Throw that out the window. When you look at the overview of this organization and how we viewed it 2 seasons ago, maybe 3 seasons ago, to now, it's like polar opposite. We thought it was like so together. We thought everything from top to bottom was so together, and then you look at it and be like, the moves or the front office is it really that good? Is the coach, is the personnel? So it's kind of like, as a fan, you kind of sit back and you worry about the stuff that an average fan wouldn't worry about. And it's like, dang, it's crazy because I'm really looking at our development of players, and I'm like, every player that we draft seem to be trash. And every time they leave, they seem to be good. And it's like,
why?
Is it? It is now. It's like, okay, is it Philly? Is it the problem? And it's like, yeah. So of course you want Hurts to succeed, but it's like, how far can he succeed? Say if he plays good during this stretch, or however many games they have him start, right? He plays real good. Now what do you do with Carson? That's like you said, a $60 million decision. You move off of him and he goes and play great in Indy or wherever he goes. Then you have all the fans saying, oh, we should have kept him. He was good. I told you so.
Well,
then
I think the fan base, I think there's slightly, look, I think it could be close to 50-50 on Carson is the guy and Carson's not the guy. But yeah, we're split down the middle, but go ahead, finish your thing.
And then if Hurts plays good down the stretch, what is this organization? This is my question. If Hurts plays good down the stretch, what is the organization going to put around him to succeed? Because obviously, during these 3 years of Carson Wentz, they have not been able to do that. So it's asking me, it's begging to differ. What are they going to do in this case to make sure that this guy succeeds if you couldn't have Carson succeed?
That's true.
If you couldn't put them pieces around them.
All right, I'm going to answer your question. Like I said, we got a lot of guys coming in here. I appreciate you. But to answer your question, I think nothing is going to change. Nothing's going to be done or changed to make anybody succeed this year. I think at this point where we're at, it's a feel it out process. It's to see what Jalen Hurts has, so we know going into the offseason all our alleys, which way is the best way to go. This organization needs more than a quarterback. So no matter if Jalen Hurts is good or Carson comes back to being good, we still got other things we got to fix. I think this is the way to just exhaust some options on that part. But hey, K-Dot, appreciate you for coming through, my guy.
Thanks.
No problem. Peace.
All right, peace.
Okay. So Super Mario Cruz, what's going on?
Hey, I got something to say about Wentz. You see, he has a bad season this year, but we can let Hurts play these 4 games, let him play the other 4 games, and then see how they do. And then they'll battle it out in practice if they both do good or bad.
Hey, it could be as simple as that, I guess, right? Just, hey, you play some, we stink, best man wins, right? You still there? I think you muted your mic. All right, we gonna let that go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. And I think we should give Doug one more year. If he doesn't hire an offensive coordinator that is like a genius or mastermind, fire him. And then we should put him somewhere else. Cause it's like he was just abducted by aliens and they just put all these play calls in his head.
Hey, I appreciate you. I love getting it from the young people's perspective. Hey, yeah, man. Offensive coordinator is a must if he stays, but hey, got a lot of people in here, but I love it. You just came out and kept it simple. Doug gets one more year with an OC and let them two fight it out. I like it. Have a good one, though. All right. We got Brooklyn Eagles 718, I believe. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey,
All right,
let me know. Let me know. How you feeling about this?
All right, so I'm an Alabama fan. I watched Hurts his whole career.
Ooh,
Didn't agree with the pick at all.
me either.
We had other positions in need.
Correct.
I'm okay with him starting for the rest of the season, as we do have to do our due diligence and see what we have. But I want people to understand something about Hurts. Hurts in Alabama was okay. He was average. He lost his job for a reason.
That is true.
To Tua. The other issue is that because he had that one good year in Oklahoma where he had it was like 32 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. That's all people seem to focus on.
CD Lamb too.
Yeah, and that was it. Wentz, on the other hand, I think the issue with Wentz is more. I'm not sure if it's a philosophy issue between him and Doug, or that Doug just has it in his head that he's just the ultimate play caller and that his offense can work no matter what quarterback or what the personnel is on the field. Because if we look at Carson's stats, I mean, to be honest, the only other time he's played this trash is his first year here back in 2016. He had 16 touchdowns and 14 interceptions.
Yeah,
He's pretty much regressed back to that point. So I think it's more so because the play calling, him not trusting the receivers. He's been hit so many times, mostly due to poor decision making and his fault, him holding on to the ball too long. But I think he's pretty much like shell shocked at this point. So I agree. Let him sit for the rest of the season. Let him reset. Clear house at the end of the season. Howie has to go. Jim has to go. Doug has to go. Bring in a good offensive minded one of the up and coming coordinators. Maybe like the OC. If we just snatch the OC from Kansas City,
Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, and then bring in and then let him fill his staff up, and I believe he can turn Carson around.
Hey, I'm on the same page. It comes down to this. And again, for people in the live streams that don't watch my videos, I just put a video out yesterday. It was early, probably like 11:30, 12. But I said, look, Doug Peterson can't turn around and go back to Carson after Jalen Hurts came in and gave a spark. Is it just a spark and it's going to go out? We can see the rest of the season. But win, lose with Carson or Jalen, this is not a good football team. And we have to exhaust the options there. We have to get Carson right mentally, see what Jalen Hurts got. And again, like you said, we need a overhaul regardless. So I believe Carson Wentz is going to be on the roster in 2021. Like he is.
Yeah, that's factually correct because of his contract.
Correct.
And like I said, I'm not even mad at anybody that's saying that Carson's play like trash because a lot of his stats and where we're at is because of poor decision making, missing open receivers. I'm not gonna kill him, man. If he messes up, I'll kill him. I'll take him to task with no problem. But I'm not gonna lay the blame all at his feet. This is just systemic across the board. Like how we should have been going a long time ago. How we should have been going, like, honestly, after we got rid of Chip Kelly. How we should have been going after that.
Yeah. And it comes down to, again, we'll get to know more about the coaching staff with this change and just see where they're at, even though, a lot of people don't believe in it. But hey, shout out to Brooklyn Eagles 718. Keep grinding. Like I said, first time hearing from you on the call in. This is maybe my third or fourth call in. Appreciate you for coming through.
Well, no, actually, I just changed my screen name. The name I usually come on is Jason RG.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, you did sound familiar then.
All right, man.
All right, be easy, bruh.
You too.
Okay. We're going to try to get through these, my guys. Okay, we got LGBHD. What's going on with you? LGBHD. You good? You got your mic muted. Got the mic muted. Mic still muted.
I was watching it somewhere else. My bad, bro.
You're good. So go ahead, give me your quick take on this.
Yeah, I really like this move right here because at this point, Wentz has run out of excuses to say. I mean, first week 1, we were like 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. We lose to the Washington football team. Or we come up with these excuses. Oh, the offensive line is horrible. He's run out of excuses now. And the only reason why Hurts will be better for this offense is because he's more mobile and he's able to get out the pocket. I mean, yeah, you could make the case that Hurts doesn't look downfield, but if you look at that Greg Ward touchdown, he's rolling out, steps up in the pocket and delivers a decent throw downfield on the run to Greg Ward. And, Carson Wentz, of course, will still be on this roster next year, of course. Like, what, $20 million guaranteed.
Yeah. But so let's just go for real quick because I do got a lot of people coming in here. Shout out to my guy though. For a 1-game sample size, are you excited to see what he has in this offense, or did you think Carson should have started next week?
I think Carson should start next week. Give him a challenge for next week. Let him get 60% completion in the first half. In the first quarter, and maybe like a touchdown and no turnovers at all. And if he gets that, see what he's got for the rest of the game. Give him a challenge or something. But, I think Doug made a great move. He made a good move starting Hurts. Maybe this spark was just a spark and it's not going to work at all. But if he does lead us to the win, y'all owe me an apology because I'm the one who said Hurts is good. If he gets his chance, he will lead this team to win, I think.
All right, but real quick, I'm gonna just say this and then I'm gonna have to let you go. But so you think we should start Carson, but we'll have to owe you an apology because you said Hurts is good. You heard?
Yeah.
So let me just ask you this: do we have a shot to beat the Saints with Hurts? Yes or no? Before I let you go.
Of course, there's no 100% chance that the Saints win, but
All right.
I think Hurts can win. But in the offseason, we could get someone like Eric Bieniemy or someone who's been here the whole time, someone like Deuce Staley, who I bet he's been wanting this promotion for a long time.
That is true. That is definitely true. But hey, I'm gonna let you go, my guy. Appreciate you.
Peace.
All right. What's going on, Farius? What's going on?
Furious, bro. Mike, what's good?
Hey, the news came. Like I said, I was just making a general video, and then bang, Schefter comes on and says, Dougie P says Jalen Hurts will start against the Saints. What is your initial take on that?
I agree. This is it. Carson needs to sit because he had 12 games already to prove, to make his corrections and get right. We're still talking about his footwork and everything else. So let Jalen ride the rest of the season out. Guess why? I want him to succeed. Guess why? How we can do what he normally does. Trade him, get our second round pick back, maybe even trade him for a linebacker, what we need, and get things right. I still like Carson. Carson needs to stay. He's not going anywhere. But guess what he does need? Press Taylor has to go. He needs somebody who's going to stay on top of him, make him do what he needs to do to get him back. And that only happened when? 2017. Yep. That's the only time. Now, Carson is good for carrying the team when he needs to lead the team like he did last year, but he still needs to develop. He has regressed due to the fact nobody's holding him accountable. Now he's been held accountable. Let's go with the defense. We got a clean house. Yo, I'm serious. It's time to, Fletcher Cox, like him, love him, this and that. Time to go. We need to get some value for this guy.
Even
Bring
with the
some money back
restructure?
in.
Even with the restructure?
Even with the restructure, he got it. What have we talked about with Fletcher for the past few years?
He don't get as many sacks anymore.
He's not what he used to be. So guess what? Why are we holding on to him? Get what we can for him now. Same thing with Zach Ertz.
Oh
Time
yeah, I
to go.
definitely agree there.
We got Goddard. We can also, and then guess what? You draft somebody else to bring him along to go with Goddard. Get what you can with these guys now. Look, we already over the cap. We got to do something.
Yeah.
And Dougie P needs to give over play calling. If he doesn't want to do that, then it's time for him to move on. And it ain't nobody on this team right now that's ready to take over play calling. It ain't Deuce Staley. It definitely ain't the quarterback's coach. It ain't the guys that he brung in. It needs to be somebody else. And he needs to get a new defensive coordinator. Our defense got it. Oh, yeah, we've been in the top 10, top 5, this and that or whatever, but we're still giving up crazy yards. This bend don't break type defense because of what? We're saying that Schwartz has not received his guys. Come on, man. He's had 5 years to make it right. He doesn't adjust to. Neither one of these guys is playing to the talent that they have. They want everybody to fit their scheme. You got to adjust. And once you do that, we can be more competitive. But to help out this offense, you got to have a more dominant defense.
Hey,
bro, you ain't gonna fix that O-line overnight.
Oh, that was one of my biggest takes on my last live stream, my video, is you're not going to fix the offensive line. Because someone said, why are you saying we shouldn't need a faster quarterback? I agree. Naturally, you shouldn't, but you can't fix this O-line in 1 week. But what you can do is put Jalen Hurts in a week just to help it out. And it's not, people think if you look, and I like how you came out. You say Carson will be here next year. You believe in Carson, but there's no reason why Carson should start. You got to sit him for a multitude of reasons, and you have to exhaust your options with Jalen Hurts and the rest of this football team, because Jeff Lurie should be watching everybody under a microscope, under a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Howie Roseman, Doug Peterson, Jim Schwartz, the quarterback play, offensive line, all these big paid contract players could be gone soon because of the cap and all the decisions that need to be made. So win, lose, or draw, we get to see what Jalen Hurts got, and this team needs to be redone anyways. Shout out to my guy real quick, Philly Take with RB with the $2.99 super chat. Straight up said we might have to get rid of everyone and start over. We might have to.
We don't have to get rid. Let me say this one point, and I'll let you go with this right here.
Got you.
I keep hearing that everybody talk about our receivers aren't this, aren't that. They ain't doing this and that or whatever. And the other receivers, that could have been drafted. DK Metcalf. We could have had Jefferson. We could have had Bayou. We could have had all these guys. But guess what, man? Those guys would have performed the same way here. You know what I'm saying? If they would have did the same thing here. It's because of the scheme. You can't sit and say why do players come to Philly and don't prosper, but when they go to other teams, they do. Or we could have had this guy, we could have had that guy. No, there's nothing wrong with Rager. Nothing wrong with him. You got to design plays for these dudes. Same thing with JJ. Get him out there. Let him make his mistakes. But I got it, man, with JJ. But I'm like, come on, man. Could we have somebody better? Yes. But this is what we got. This guy proved that he could play in college. He came up. Give him something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's get off this bandwagon of we could have had this guy. It doesn't matter, man. It's all about scheme. And our coaches refuse to do it. Doug and freaking Schwartz refuse to play the scheme that fits the players, period.
I agree with you. And so I'm going to let you go. But I agree. At the end of the day, this is also where it's going to show if Jalen Hurts comes in and he's just as bad. Again, you can't really critique his game because then you got more ammo that it's not Carson's a problem, but it's not only him because nobody can succeed. So it's just to open up a lot of eyes. But hey, shout out to you, my guy, for waiting. Everybody who's waiting, I appreciate you guys. Can't get everybody on at the same time, but hey, I appreciate you, my guy.
All right, peace.
Peace. All right. Like I said, when people drop out in the backstage, that will allow more people to come in. Let's get our next person. Fly Eagles. What's going on?
Hey, what up, man? How you doing?
Hanging in there. Got the news. What is your take on the breaking news?
I mean, I'll be honest with you, Philly Mike. I don't like it. I honestly think Carson's confidence got messed up when he at that Seattle game when he got concussed, and he never been the same. Okay, he
Mm-hmm.
nobody knew what would happen to him. Even when they lost, nobody heard anything, no press conference, no nothing. Then you see him come back with 20 more pounds. They want to get beefier. What for? My only biggest problem with Dougie P is if you can't protect the quarterback, why ain't you running the ball? I mean,
Exactly.
explain. I mean, obviously they protect the run. You see Kelsey running right behind him, making open cuts. Do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and same thing with Carson, man. I mean, I love him to death. I'm always gonna be a Carson Wentz fan, no matter what people say. You know, it is what it is. But at the same time, I feel like people put so much shade on Carson, but nobody talks about other quarterbacks. Look at Watson. He's playing basically. He has no offensive line either, and he's struggling. The defense, man. I love Jim Shorts. I don't like his defense. I don't like Dougie P. How he needs to go. At the same time, bringing what's his name, Quinn, Atlanta guy, coach.
Yeah,
He's a good.
Dan Quinn.
He's a good defensive coordinator. I mean, look at Josh Allen. Look at what he was and look at what he became now.
Exactly. Hey, but let me ask you this real quick. So I know the O-line, Doug's play calling, Jim Schwartz, Harry Roseman. I know there's a lot of problems. And I know you just said it. You believe in Carson Wentz and the talent, but do you believe Carson Wentz should have started, or you believe that Jalen Hurts should start next week?
Honestly, my opinion, Carson Wentz should have started. Reason why? He faced Saints before. He knows that, and he knows that they embarrassed him 2 times straight.
They did. I was just gonna say that.
They embarrassed him 2 times straight. So this would have been a game that I'm gonna shut you guys up and see what I can do.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta understand. Drew Brees is coming back. He's not 100%. Drew Brees is not Drew Brees. But you want to throw a fresh meat out there, Jalen Hurts with that defense, and now if Jalen Hurts falls flat on his face, who are you gonna point the finger at?
Then you could point more at coaching, O-line. See, that's what I'm saying is if Jalen falls flat on his face, and you got more of a, it could have been Carson too, and it probably still was, but there is a lot more problems, which I can physically see. I'm never just blaming Carson. I just think you got to do it at this point because where we're at in the season and there's no going back, and you got to start analyzing everybody on this team, including Carson, even though by contract wise, he going to be here in 2021. But
yeah, I mean, that's a fact. I mean, look, that guy, people always forget, Carson, he's holding the ball too well. Yeah, receivers are not getting open. Okay, Jalen Hurts did that bootleg and threw it. Why won't you do that with Carson? You've seen against freaking Pittsburgh, when he does a bootleg, he can throw on the run.
That's true. But
I mean, it is what it is, man. Thanks for taking my call, man. Be safe out there. Always bleed green, fly, Eagles fly, man.
You already know. I appreciate you for coming through, my guy.
You too, man. Be safe.
Peace. All right. We trying to fly by these things. So we're gonna try to get a little quicker. I always say that, but something comes up. But go ahead. As soon as you come on, I'm gonna ask you, what is your take on the starting of Jalen Hurts? Starting with the next guy, Jordan. What's going on? What is your take, my guy? Jordan, you there? I see you muted and unmuted your mic. Are you there, my guy? You have some technical difficulties? Because I can't hear you. I would say go back out, try to come back in because you already waited for so long. If you come back in, I'll bump you back up in front of the line. All right. You good? Nope. All right. Dave 10 Eagle. What's going on, Dave 10 Eagle?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think that Jalen Hurts needs to start just so that Carson can clear his head. And I just thought it was real suspect that when when they benched Wentz and Jalen came off the field, that Doug Peterson started to, talk to Jalen. He didn't do that with Carson Wentz when he was struggling. So
that's concerning.
I do feel like that. I do feel like that Jalen need to start the rest of the season so that see what he got. But I still believe in Carson, and I really think it's the coaching because if you look at um, just look at Nelson Aguilar, we thought he was sorry, and look how he's looking at Oakland. So I just think that it's coaching, and that I'm a really feel some type of way if they start to roll Jalen out of the pocket and start running more because we should have been done that with Carson because we was having success with it.
Yeah, that is then going to make you think more of it, that it's a lot deeper. It's a deeper issue when it comes to the three people, Howie, Doug, and Carson, because Howie went out and drafted a quarterback when he just paid the guy. And then it's going to be on Doug that, bro, the things that Philly fans were asking you to do all year, you wait until the backup comes in to do it. But again, this is exactly why I got to see. I got to see if Jalen Hurts succeeds. I got to see if how Doug changes up. I got to see a lot because then I can start placing even more blame on certain people's feet. And I think he got logged out. It is what it is, though. We're going to get the next guy on here. What's going on? Jameer McNeil in the building.
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? It's been I should have been hopped in a whole conversation with you, man.
You already know, my guy. Hey,
let me not take too much time. As far as what we should do, we definitely got to roll with Jalen Hurts, man. Like, it's something about how whenever another quarterback is playing, whether it was Nick Foles or Jalen Hurts, the team always seems to just like give an extra oomph, like an extra energy, more effort. Like you see people running around. I don't know what it is. As soon as Jalen Hurts got in the game, you see Jalen Reagor return a punt. Like what? Last time we did that was 2015.
Exactly. It's just a weird vibe. And again, I said that in my video yesterday. Jalen Hurts physically didn't do nothing to make Jalen Reagor return that punt, but it's just the game changed. And that could have been a little spark. I mean, listen, Hurts can go out and just be bad against the Saints, or he can go out and do a heroic game and win us the game. Yep. At the end of the day, I can't judge him if he's super bad because I say Carson is also bad because of these conditions. The O-line's not changing. Doug Peterson, we'll see if he changes, but the lack of running, the lack of separation from the receivers is still going to be there. I just got to see what this kid can have. And I also need to see Carson just relax at this point. Yeah. Again, I believe in the talent. I know you, because you where are you at with Carson Wentz in general prior to this? Like,
man, like I don't understand when people say like Carson Wentz was bad last year. Like you're not a bad quarterback if you throwing the lawn chairs and practice squad players, winning 4 games to win the division. Like I know those were bad teams, but you're not a bad quarterback if you're able to do that. Although one thing like for him that I don't understand is we're the only team that has not hired a new offensive coordinator since we won the Super Bowl. So I gotta like attribute a little bit of that to the fact that you're not seeing Carson Wentz get any better or anything like that. But at the same time, I mean, we got to roll with Jalen Hurts right now. And I guess just depending on what he's able to do, we might have a whole blown, battle out in the off season and see what goes on, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at too. Again, if he comes out and throws 3 picks, I'm not going to say, wow, he's trash, get him out. I'm going to say, well, these are more of the glaring issues that are beyond the quarterback. But again, he can come out and throw 3 picks. I think these got to be his last games. It's going to see what we can see from him. It's going to get Carson Wentz back, and then you talk about it in the future. But again, I'm not done with Carson Wentz when it comes to his talent. I got to see him the same way. I'm a Sixers fan too, and it's like trade Joel or trade Ben. No, I want to see these guys out from underneath Brett Brown. And I got to see a new system be implemented here too for me to fully be done with Carson Wentz. But again, him playing continuous bad football is going to continue to do more damage to the guy. You know what I mean? So like, he's healthy right now. We might have an actual offseason this offseason, and we might have a whole new coaching staff. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Maybe Jeff Lloyd don't drop the hammer so big on Doug, but we're going to have some change up. So to me, it's like it's better to keep him healthy and then we go about our business like let's erase 2020.
Yeah, nah, I feel that, man. Like, I got honestly, like, hey, look, I could call another time and, I could get into, a whole list or whatever. But, like,
Yeah.
first things first, I just think, and I'm going to leave it at this, we got to fire Howie Roseman. There's no reason why he should even be on our team going into 2020 or 2021. So,
Hey, I appreciate you.
of course.
Let me know. Like I said, we get up sometime, definitely, though. But be easy, my guy.
Of course, you too, man.
Peace. All right. Like I said, link is at the top. We got 312 people in here. Make sure you smash that like button. We do call-ins mostly once or twice or once a week, maybe sometimes once every 2 weeks. We do other live streams where I just hit the comments, and we also do regular videos throughout the week, which I dropped a video yesterday saying, I believe in the talent, but we got to start Jalen Hurts, and that's what we did. And so let me get my guy Eagles body bag in the building. What's going on?
Yesterday saying, even the talent, but we got to start Jalen Hurts.
I can hear the playback on that. You good, Eagle body bag?
Yo, my bad. I had to turn off the mic. Billy, what's going on, baby?
Hey, chilling. Hey, we still got to set that up for sometime down the road, getting it done. We can do a legit thing. But at this point, the change has been made. What is your initial take on it?
I think it was a good move. I think it's a good move. I mean, Wentz needs to sit down. He needs to reflect, and I think he needs to get his mind. He needs to get back on track. But most importantly, it's good for him so he won't get hurt. It's only 4 games left. You know what I mean? This is our franchise quarterback. I don't want him to get hurt. And it's bad enough that this organization, the fan base alone is killing him. We're not even torturing him. We're killing him. And it's only 1 year. How many quarterbacks had bad years? Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was injury prone, but they loved that boy because of his play. And he retired on his own. So, hey, man, it is what it is. He's having a bad year. I love my quarterback, but we need to go with the better, with the better option. And, that's going to spark our team, I guess it is what it is, man. But I'm not giving up on Wentz. Everyone wants to trade him and get rid of him. I can't even watch First Take and Undisputed no more. I mean, they're killing me, bro. I mean, I can't. I'm looking at YouTube and it's like Carson Wentz. And it's like, come on. Like, come on, man. Come on. And for the people who keeps going back to 17, please, can y'all stop doing that? Can y'all at least go back to 19?
Please. Yeah.
Go back to 19. Go look at the 7 losses. It's only 7 losses. Look at the 7 losses. And then tell me if Wentz went from loss. So I'm just saying, I just know how he played last year. And it is way totally different. I could blame him. I could blame the whole team. But for right now, man, I'm not getting rid of him. We're going to cost a lot of money. It's a lot of money, bro. It's a lot of money. And I can't do it, man. And if we're going to get rid of him, I want my first round pick back. Pick back, because if we could get rid of Bradford to Minnesota for a first round, why can't we get our first round from Carson? That's just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, real quick before you leave, because I do got a lot of people. Like I said, we're gonna get something together. But here's my take at the end of the day. I believe in the talent because it doesn't just go away. And again, Jalen Hurts to me needs a start because it can make the changes that got to be done besides the quarterback more evident if it continues the same path. If he comes out there and he looks like Carson Wentz, well, then it's 2 quarterbacks that people were some type of high on. Maybe
he's fast too, Mike. When he came in, the man is fast. So he's going to run out of the pocket. He's a rookie. He's energized. He's a beginner's luck. He's going to go and play. Like, I'm going to expect the man to get open, to throw it open, all of that. I expect that. He's a second-round quarterback. But I'm not going to get rid of my boy Wentz, man. I just can't do it right now, man. Next year be under some things. Oh yeah, and another thing, bro. What was it? The game that we had just lost, and y'all had the little post game joint.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, man. As a fan from y'all, man, I didn't
It's
like
all
the.
right. Listen, like I said, hey, me and Fresh talk after it. We good money. It's all good. At the end of the day, it comes.
But my $10 super chat was a problem because during when I sent my $10 super chat, y'all you ignored it. It was like, no, I'm done, and canceled the whole thing and turned
I
it
know.
off.
I saw that on the replay. Hey, shout out to you, my guy. We gonna get you on a special one. You already know.
Instagrammed you too, so you should
Got
be seeing it. You should be seeing it. Big spenders. You should definitely see it.
I'll check that out. Be easy, my guy.
All right, man. Thanks.
Peace. All right. We gonna try to get it a little bit more quicker. Let's go. Philly J in the building. What's going on? What is your take on this breaking news?
What's good, Mike? What's good?
Chilling.
So we gonna I'm gonna give you my take on what I think about Hurts. So he young, he a rookie coming out just coming out the draft. I like him. I like Rager. Do I think we should have drafted at the QB position? No, not really. We didn't really need to, but we did. So the season, we seem to see how the season's going now. We ain't doing good. I'm agree with the last guy. I don't think we should trade away Wentz. We should just more like bench him so we can he can clear his mind, because to me he seemed like he get out there, he get overwhelmed or confused. He don't know what he don't know what he's like. I feel like he get too angry out there on the field, because every play he disappoint himself. And then the thing I hate hearing after every at every conference is him. I have to get better. When is that gonna happen?
Yeah, and like I said, I think Wentz knows he's not playing good, but I think Carson Wentz also knows, bruh, I don't got much help. So it comes down to, again, we saw the little spark from Jalen Hurts. Will it continue? We will see. But if we put Carson Wentz back in, well, it's harder to find out what the problem really is. Glaring, we all know. You can watch football and say, wow, this O-line stinks. We're about to be third in history on sacks. We could look at it and say, come on, Doug, run the ball. Come on, Doug, why are you doing all these comeback routes? Why are you just running these basic routes? You're not in a rhythm and play calling. But it's going to look worse if multiple quarterbacks suffer under the same scheme. And if this one doesn't, and again, I'm not sitting here saying Jalen Hurts is going to stink and I want to. Bruh, I love the Eagles. I want to win. I like that top 6 pick. Don't get me wrong, but I want to win. I don't like the Cowboys or Giants. And now that I do this YouTube thing, I'm going to talk my talk, and I need these guys to back me up. You know what I mean? Simple and played. So it comes down to, I agree with you.
And I'm going to ask you this question.
Who
you think the problem for this team this season? Who you blame it on the coaching, the Carson Wentz defense? Who you
I still say one of my biggest ones is I try to give both the same amount of blame to both Carson and Doug, but Doug has been a problem 100%. The way he just calls plays, the fact that we don't got an OC in, and it could stem from that him and Howie are on different pages. They probably don't like each other. There's probably real build up animosity there. Howie says, I want you to do it this way. Doug wants to do it this way. And it's just coming down. Let me take one of my guys, Philly Fresh. When the parents get divorced or don't like each other, only the kid suffers. And that's the quarterback. He suffered. But again, kid act up. You got to put him in timeout. You know what I mean? You got to put him in timeout. So listen, we don't really have a chance to win the division. I'm not giving up because we're not mathematically out, but I got to see change. Should we see more change, like play calling and some people losing their jobs? Yes. But at this point, this is the first domino effect on the end of 2020 to me.
And I agree with you. I agree.
All right, my guy. I appreciate you for coming through, though.
All right. Thank you.
Be easy. All right. We got Philly. What's going on, Philly?
Yo, what's up, Philly Tom?
How you doing? Let me ask you this quick.
I think the problem really is. What did you say?
Say that again. No, I was saying, what's your take on this benching?
To be honest, I think it's a good move, but at the same time, I'm kind of iffy on it because I think we should have started Wentz, see if he got his head straight, and then put Jalen in when it's like the right time. But I think it was a good move starting Jalen for Wentz to like open his head a little, cause it's like ever since Clowney hit him, he's gone like brain damage. So like, and our receivers not getting no separation. I don't know why people keep on blaming it on Wentz.
Hey, yeah. I mean, like I said, there's things that go beyond the quarterback 100%. And that's why, again, Carson Wentz is not the only reason we are losing, but he's a part of this whole mess called the 2020 season. And there's nothing at this point, you can't just change
I
the
know
whole
some of
offensive
it is
line.
part of
Go ahead.
some of it. Sorry, some of it is Doug's fault too. Some of it is Doug's fault. Some of it
Oh,
is
huge,
the front office fault.
huge. Huge fault. But again, so
Yeah.
real quick, because we do got a lot of people. If you had to pick, you like it or you don't like it, what is your answer on that? Like, yes, I like it, or no, I think we could have did something different on this week's game.
No, I actually like it because I think Hurts is going to provide a spark. Like when Hurts got in the Green Bay game, it was a whole different game. I think if we had started him second quarter and he had that same spark, we could have beat them.
Hey, yep. But at this point, we'll never know. But hey, appreciate you for hanging in there in the backstage, and shout out to you for your take. I like it.
Yeah.
Be easy. All right. We got the guy. He came back. Hey, shout out to my guys backstage. I'm gonna try to get them in, and when I get them in, I'm gonna get them in at the same time because these are both YouTubers who do the dang thing. We got Philly Take with RB and Joey Shakes backstage. But before we get them in, let me get my guy OGTV. He's back. He's like, I heard something that I didn't like.
Yeah, shout out to Joey, man. I rock with Joey. Let me give me like a minute, right? So let's talk about the draft real quick, right? How could people sit up here and say it's a bad pick when Carson Wentz sucks? If your quarterback is bad and they drafted a replacement for him, how the hell is that a bad pick? It's a good pick because you got to replace him, right? All right, number two, right?
Wait, let me
Talk
just
about All right, go ahead.
No, this is why, and I still say it was a bad pick because just a little bit ago, Howie Roseman. Listen.
Right.
Regards to the play, listen. When we picked him, we didn't know 2020 existed. All right. If Carson Wentz was so bad, why did Howie Roseman draw up that contract?
I think that's a good point, but I think they realized last year how bad he stunk. Except the last 4 games against mediocre talent, they realized, okay, let's draft an insurance policy just in case. And then backup is not. And when you draft somebody, it's not always for that year. It's for years in advance. So people need to calm down with that. Now the prevent defense. Let's go there because people say, okay, well he did this against prevent defense. It's a prevent defense. That means it's supposed to prevent big plays from happening. 5, 7, sometimes defensive back. So what the hell are people talking about? The contract. I read an article that said when people say they're stuck with Wentz, yeah, they can also get rid of Wentz, in 2022, clear the books of him and have $60 million to put around Jalen Hurts. One more thing on the sacks, right? The difference between the sacks that Jalen Hurts got and Carson got is that Jalen Hurts sacks weren't as far back as Carson's sack. So, Carson's losing 10 yards, 12, 7. Jalen Hurts a few yards here, but he showed that he has poise in the pocket. He shows that, the receivers ain't getting open. Hell yeah, they're getting open. Not all the time. And Brian Baldiger, I'm going to leave with this one. Brian Baldiger did a video last week. I forgot whose channel I seen it on. And he showed how people were wide open and Carson is staring them down and not throwing the ball. When Jalen Hurts comes in, he did more than a few plays. He got the ball to Goddard. He got the ball to Ertz. He got it to Alshon. He threw it to Fulgham. What's that bum dropped? He got the ball in the end zone to my man Ward. So it's a total different thing. Carson Wentz is not seeing the open receiver, dude. He sucks. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Hey, I knew you were coming back on it. Hey, like I said, I will say I want to see Hurts play because at this point there's nothing really else you can do. But I can't give my guy that much shade because again, number 11 to me, he's broken because of a lot of things, and it's showing on the field. But I still think he's salvageable. I think we got a lot of problems. 99 problems, and a quarterback is just one.
It gives the defense something to think about though. When that quarterback can take off, we saw Jalen Hurts take off and get 2 first downs. It gives the defense another element to think about. Well, Carson, they know, all right, after the first read, he's going to stand in there. He ain't going to see open receivers. We can just play soft and press the receivers. With this guy, you got to make it accountable. He can fucking run this shit 50 yards down the field. It's a total. It's like having McNabb again, but I don't want to go too far with that.
I hear you, my guy. I appreciate you for coming on. And like I said, we about to get Joey Shakes and RB on together. Let them get
Shout out to Joey.
That
Shout out to Joey. Shout out to Philly Talk and all the other guys, man. Peace.
You already know. All righty. So let's get it. Now we're going to ruin up my nice little board because I have it perfect for 2 people, but it's all good at the end of the day. He'll be in between both Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz. Shout out to you guys. Let's go. The news dropped by Adam Schefter. What was the first thing that went through your head?
Yes! Bro, look. I'm actually really excited to watch this game. But look, at the end of the day, look, I think to me, I don't care if Jalen Hurts plays good or bad. This guy, I don't even care. I think Carson just really needs this mental break. I want him benched since week 4 or 5 of the season. I mean, at this point, we're hearing the excuses every single week. And, blame this on the front office. They created this. They created this draft to Jalen Hurts. I mean, if Carson Wentz has no motivation to win, if Nick Foles winning a Super Bowl doesn't give him motivation, if drafting Jalen Hurts didn't give him enough motivation to either do anything, I don't know what is at this point because we're hearing the excuses at the press conferences every week. It's just I got to get better. I can't hear. I have to laugh now. I mean, it's a joke, but.
And that was priceless, though. Your first immediate thought. But go ahead, Philly Take. What was yours?
My reaction was, damn, this team is screwed for 2 to 3 years at least. Look, man, it's time. Look, people like the last call. Look, I don't understand. Just because Jalen Hurts is now starting for the Eagles and Carson Wentz had a bad year, that does not make it a good pick. It was the worst pick I've ever seen. Look, it doesn't matter that Jalen Hurts is starting because we think he's going to be the savior. It matters because this organization is flawed. Carson Wentz, why would you throw him back out there? One, if you're trying to trade this guy, do you want him to go out there and get hurt? Do you think we're going to win the division now? No, we're not. There's no point to throw him back out there. You got to see what you have in Jalen, a second-round pick. And at the end of the day, it comes down to this. It don't matter who we throw out at quarterback. The organization sucks. And this is why I was saying earlier in the chat, we might have to burn down the factory. It's not about throwing out a bad product. We got to burn. Look at what the Sixers just did. For example, you might have to burn it down and restart from every angle because this team has every problem you can think of, man. Every problem.
Yeah, and it starts at the top with Howie Roseman. Like this is just hope this whole thing's created, and not even just the offensive side, but defensive side as well. Like just all the signings and just everything built around. Now we could blame how much players are built around Carson Wentz, but at the same time, it's like you have young players on this team that can't even get a chance to play with Alshon Jeffery taking snaps away from Travis Fulgham, and it's just crazy. We've put in the wrong guys. Offensive line's been changed too much. Offensive line's been up and down. Even I liked actually for last game when Tony Romo was actually covering that game because he was talking about how Carson Wentz is moving too early in the pocket, not letting these blocks develop because when you move in and out, these blocking angles get all messed up, and then you're getting chased around the whole entire game. But Carson's missed wide open guys. Jalen Hurts comes in, no hesitation. I mean, I know he threw a pick, got sacked a couple times, but. I think RB's right. It's created a problem, and they need to squash this problem because they can't keep this next year. I mean, something's got to happen.
Exactly. So. And to add on to that, look, Carson Wentz obviously deserves to be benched. But here's the thing. How can you justify paying a man over $100 million guaranteed and drafting a quarterback in the second round? Let me tell you something. If Jalen Hurts was drafted in the 5th round, do you think we would be nearly as emotional as we are right now? I don't think Jalen Hurts would have had the same impact. Bring him in. No, you're trying to justify a pick that shouldn't have been a pick. And therefore, look, we didn't, in hindsight, did we really think Carson Wentz was going to be this bad? I mean, when you have bad talent around you, you don't go from the best quarterback in 2017 to the worst. You go to the middle of the pack. Aaron Rodgers, they drafted a quarterback in the 1st round. But what does he do? He steps up to the occasion. You don't go to being the 32nd worst quarterback in the league just because you don't have guys around you. Stop. Jalen Hurts, he didn't have the same pocket presence as Carson Wentz, but you know what he had? Speed. Carson Wentz is fat. He can't move around anymore. He can't do it. That's why. And his decision-making's off, his mechanics are off, and the guy just sits in the pocket and takes sacks. Everyone's saying, why did Carson get benched, right? What did he do? It's about what he didn't do. He didn't do anything except take sacks and throw for 30 yards in the first half. That's what he did. And I'm a Carson guy, and it sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Real quick, shout out to my guy Jay Kills with the $2 super chat. He said, "What's up, Mike?" Because this man, he's been one of the guys who doesn't really just beat up Carson Wentz, but he's like, yeah, it's time to move it. So he's been saying that. So I know he's in his bag right now, which he deservingly because the move was made. And real quick, Eagles body bag 18. I got your super chat this time. He said he was trash last year. What the heck is that guy talking about? 11 or no more live call from Philly Mike. They talking crazy. No one said he was bad last year. I think they were saying he was bad all year. And it comes down to this. Again, the moves was suspect because you just pay Carson Wentz. 2019, we won the division. He had some up and downs, but he finished on a strong note. And again, this season was weird for a bunch of reasons. Let's just be honest. It was weird for a bunch of reasons. Some people can play through it, some people can't. But because the contract was given to him, the decision was made. They didn't just wake up one morning like, let's pay Carson Wentz. The minds of Philadelphia, whoever's all involved, Jeff Lurie, Howie Roseman, they sat down and talked about this. They got the contract done. This is what they wanted. And then they go draft Hurts. Now, the first talk was insurance policy because of the fact he keeps getting injured. Okay, if that's what it wanted to be said, it is what it is. At the end of the day, coaching staff's been bad. General manager has been bad. Offensive line has been bad. And our quarterback play has been bad. It's going to be interesting to see if it continues to be bad. If Jalen Hurts comes out and stinks, well, then a little bit of the problem gets off of Carson and it gets more directly put onto all the other ones. Because when Carson was playing, there was a lot of things that stunk, including him. And we're going to see if it's more of a Carson problem or if it's a everything problem, including. So it comes down to where it's inevitable to see some type of change because Jeff Lurie got to make so many decisions. There's really no one safe except for Jeff Lurie, and that's because you never fire yourself. No one's really safe at this point. Even the guys who play good, if you're on a big contract and we really are breaking this down, you might look for the future. So, you get a new GM in here. He wants to run it his way. He's like, yo, Fletch, you're good, but you're old. Hey, Zach, you're good, but you're old. Hey, Brandon Graham, you coming off your best season, but I can't pay you $15 million. Like, these are things that we might not want to see, but this is the sad truth to Philadelphia coming because of what we're seeing in 2020. Yeah. Now, again, real quick, Carson will be here in 2021 unless we get like a fantastic offer, but he's going to be here. But as every player got to fight for the position, he should fight for it. And if Carson Wentz still can regroup up here, there's no reason why he can't win it. Simple and plain. If he can regroup. I don't know. Y'all got anything y'all else want to say? And hey, listen, shout out. Somebody text me, not on this screen, another big Eagles content creator, said we need to do a roundtable ASAP. So if he hits me back up with a time, of course I'm going to say, hey, yes, get Joey Shakes and RB in it too, so we can all sit down and talk, whether it be the 500s, the LBs, the my guys Fresh in Gate City, Darius Dalton. We got to talk about all this stuff. See different people's opinions.
Yeah, this is an evaluation period as of right now. Like, I don't have us winning the division. I mean, it was so scripted. I'm like, Seahawks should beat the Giants. I'm like, nope, always scripted. And I saw what the Washington football team did yesterday to the Steelers. I mean, the Steelers didn't play well at all. So it's coming full circle now, but I'm tired. It's mostly coaching, because if Jalen Hurts does play bad, it's a win-win for us because it's making the front office look bad. So I think it's either way. I think it's still a win-win for us. But I'm tired of some of these players that used to be here that, they're moving to other teams. Like, it's a huge coaching thing. Sidney Jones and Russell Douglas and LJ Fort, Davion Taylor, our third-round pick's not even playing. I mean, there's certain guys that were playing. When off the bye, Jason Peters comes in at left tackle. You put Jordan Mailata to the bench. I mean, it's ridiculous at this point what they're doing. So I don't know. They can't keep this going. I mean, this should have been done weeks ago if that was the case, to see what you have. But like you said, Mike, if they had an offer, I mean, obviously this year it's $60 million dead cap. If they release him, that's definitely not happening. So next year would have to be like the year to see what's going on, and hopefully we have a normal offseason when all this stuff is not going on in the outside world. So and everyone was blaming COVID because of all this, which is just, every team had to deal with this at this point. And this team was just totally unprepared. And this was a guy that, and this quarterback, he carried his team the last month of the season last year, with off the street guys and guys that were working, at McDonald's down the street. Okay. And then after that, he was on the top 100 list. We're like, why is that? Why is he on the top 100 list? He wanted to get his name back into the league where it belonged. But I did not expect this guy to play this. I mean, you look at all these other quarterbacks in the league, and they're some of them play bad games, but this guy looks like he just got drafted this year. I mean, this is bad. Like, this is whether it's the concussion, I don't know what it is at this point, but you're right, Mike. I think you're totally right. And to see where this is it really the quarterback, or is it a Carson thing, or is it a play calling thing, or is it this front office is totally messed up? So I'm all over the place with this. I'm confused. I don't even know.
Yeah, and to add on to that, I completely agree. And it's just like, I'm so confused because last season, at the end of the season, Carson our offense was disintegrated. And what did Carson do? He stepped up and won 4 in a row and won the division. Now, I know it's not the same Doug Peterson that I never would have thought for a second we could think about firing Doug Peterson this season at all. But it's not even like, obviously it's the play calling, the way he's coaching. He doesn't seem like he has that leadership right now. But overall, it's just the way he's handling himself. Like, I really don't appreciate it, being the football coach of this team, a Super Bowl winning head coach. And again, like, I don't think Jalen is the savior by all means, but you got to see what you have, right? I mean, I think you got to see what you have at this point, and you got to look what's going to happen going forward. How do we get ourselves out of this hole? It's not like you can go and plug all these pieces now around Carson and free agency and all this. No, we're in a bad spot, and it mainly is because of our bad drafting.
Oh, yep. And that's where it brings even up to the top. But hey, shout out to you guys. Like I said, if we get this roundtable going, I'm definitely gonna ask. Hey, we need to get as many, and you guys are definitely need to be up in there. I don't know how serious he was. He just hit me up, and I was on here at the time anyway, so I didn't really talk to him about it. But I'm definitely gonna get with you guys. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Be easy, and I'll definitely look forward to seeing what you guys got to say on your own channels. For those who do not know, I don't know how you don't know. Joey Shake 72, go sub him up. He just passed 10K not too long ago, got merch. He got it all. And my guy Philly Take with RB closing in on what, 5K?
5, yeah.
I love it. All right, so glad y'all can say a little piece, and then I'm gonna let y'all go.
Hey, appreciate you bringing me on, man. Shout out to Joey, Mike, chat. Look, yo, I never thought I'd be saying this. Jalen Hurts, QB1, Philadelphia Eagles. Starting against Taysom Hill, by the way. If this year couldn't get any weirder.
Facts.
go into this game with a clear mind and just try to enjoy it and be a little excited to see what this kid's got to bring to the table and just see what happens. It is what it is. We're not winning the division this year. To see what happens. That's it.
You already know. Appreciate you guys. Peace.
See you guys, man.
All right. Shout out to everybody who hung in there. I got the people backstage. I see my guy, Big Chaotic channel member. We about to get him up right after I get my guy, Fly Eagles TV. He came back twice. He's been waiting for a minute. Go ahead, Fly Eagles TV. What's going on?
What's up?
So, initial thoughts on this. What was your initial thought on the fact that they're going to play Jalen Hurts against the Saints?
My initial thought, I had no else to say. Because I was a Carson Wentz supporter. But I guess I'm okay with it. I just don't got no else to say, basically. I don't know what to say. Because I think this coaching staff is bad. This organization is bad. I think we need a clean house after this season.
Hey, I agree with you. So, real quick before, when the news actually dropped, were you shocked? Did you think that Doug Peterson was going to go back to Carson?
I had a feeling he was going to go to Jaylen Hurts. I had a feeling after he got benched against Green Bay, they were going to Jaylen Hurts.
So you thought it was over from that bench and he wasn't going to get the job back. Hey, shout out to you.
Yeah.
But hey, you got any else thing you want to say real quick before I get the next person in?
If we clean house, we need to get an OC. I think we can still fix Carson if we can get the right head coach. But we can draft well because we pass on too many people in the draft.
Hey, I hear you. I definitely hear you. Shout out to you. Keep grinding. We all got to suffer together, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, it'll be easy.
Yep.
All right, let me get my guy, Big Chaotic channel member in the building. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I saw you shaking your head a lot through that last one. And go ahead. What was your initial thought when the news dropped?
About time.
Woo, about time.
Hey, man, it's been a weird season, but at the end of the day, something's finally, being done that's been said. It should have been done. It took too long, but, we're here now. Can't cry about it. The outcome's going to be the outcome. It is what it is. Now, your man Fresh, oh, man, I know he probably doing backflips right now on the ground, having tantrums, crying. He loved Wentz to death. It's like he a glutton for punishment with him, though, man. You got to accept the fact that Wentz ain't bad. I mean, I'm not the biggest Wentz fan. You know what I'm saying? He's not bad, though. He has his moments and spurts. And I think right now he's broken, but he can be fixed with the right coaching. We don't got the right pieces around him. Doug ain't it. Who's the OC? Who the quarterback coach?
The quarterback coach / passing game coordinator is Press Taylor, a guy who was quarterback coach last year. I wanted him fired. If you go back into the archive of my videos, I didn't like Press Taylor, and for some reason he got a pay grade and he became passing game coordinator.
And that's the problem. I'm being honest. Like, we real hard on Wentz, of course, because he's the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Me personally, I believe the team don't want to play for him. Every time we put a backup quarterback in there, you see what happens. Foles, Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Now Hurts, we get a little bit of production. Now, we're going to find out, is it really Wentz or is it the team, which I believe is overall the team, the coaches. I just believe Carson Wentz, he's under so much pressure and scrutiny right now. It's like you really can't expect too much from him right now. And that's our problem as the fans. And people, sometimes we don't think like humans. We think outside of being a human being. Sometimes you got to put yourself in that person's, spot, his shoes, and feel like everything that he got to go see social media. He hear it from us. He hear it from the professionals. You know what I'm saying? So he's under a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? I don't justify, his play, but I understand
he's going to make a lot of mistakes because he's not thinking clearly, and he's probably thinking, well, this is my job here. I'm about to lose my job. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot going into it, but at the end of the day, I do believe he can be fixed. We need to give him a little bit more time with the right pieces. I say get rid of whoever the quarterback coach, fire him now. You know what I'm saying? Get a better line. You know what I'm saying? Doug need to be on the hot seat. Like for real, he need to go too. Because I believe he ain't it. Like if we had a Bill Cowher, Tony Dungy, Gruden or somebody, you would see a whole completely different team. You know what I'm saying? Elliott would have been out the door. He would have never got that extension, first and foremost, from me. Period. And I told you a long time ago, I don't know how he been flying under the radar, but a lot of things and pieces need to be, changed within the organization, period. It's not just Wentz. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as we change these things, watch, I promise you, everybody that been in the comments all these weeks, bads him talking all these shit, as soon as we get a better OC, better line, better protection, and better performance from him, everybody can be right back on his bandwagon.
Yeah, and I want to say this though before hey, Philly Fresh did drop a video yesterday saying again kind of what you said. He believes it's much more than just a quarterback, but he is not afraid to say Carson Wentz has stunk this season.
Right.
He's just under the impression that he legitimately believes, and he's not going to get off that mark, that Carson Wentz can be good. Is he good right now? No. And this is going to be shown more. Jalen Hurts is just a rookie, so he's going to have some type of pass. If Jalen Hurts comes out and falls on his face, we got to give him the pass that he is just a rookie, and it's his first game. Here's the thing. Our season is most likely done. You know what I mean? We're trying to evaluate for the future. But if Jalen Hurts comes out, you can have the excuse he's a rookie, but then it's also more that, see, no quarterback really can perform under Doug, the offensive line, the OC, with a bad defense at times, and a guy who doesn't put talent on the team, receivers not separating. So it's going to be more. Hey, it is what it is.
Right.
That's what it's going to take to see, because we need to figure some stuff out for 2021 because we're not in a good situation. Money-wise,
not at all.
Talent-wise, and just personnel throughout the whole organization. You're talking about being broke and needing to start from the top. What GM is going to be excited to come in and grab a job where all they're doing is fixing mistakes for the next 2 years and really can get criticized for the lack of success because you're still fixing mistakes, because you're going to have to cut some talent and only go with your draft picks the next couple of years because of the mistakes in the pay.
I believe I can fix this. This is what we do, right? This is what we do. Just hear me out, right? Philly 500, the new GM. Philly Mike, the head coach. Philly Fresh, the QB coach.
Hey, just throw us all in there.
I'm throwing everybody in the mix. I believe we can fix the problems. They need to tune in, man. If they tune in, trust and believe, man, a lot of them problems will be fixed, man. But that's what I'm gonna petition for all y'all to get in position.
Hey, shout out to you, my guy. I appreciate you
already
100%.
know.
I'm gonna let you go though. You already know. Be easy.
All right, bro.
Peace. All right. My guy, Big Chaotic, always come with that flavor. Hey, we got Cool Eagle coming up. What is going on? Ready, steady, Freddy. What's going on?
Hey, so what's up, Philly Mike? What's up, Eagles Nation, man? How y'all doing out there?
We all hanging in there. The news is shocking to some people. You got the people who love it, you got the people who hate it, and you got the people who understand it. You know what I mean? I think that's the three categories we're in. Where do you fall?
Man, like honestly, man, like as far as the categories, I'm kind of mixed on that, man. But like I'm definitely like leaning towards the way bottom, to where like we just like burn the whole thing down. I'm saying fire Doug, which means firing Press Taylor, and firing Howie Roseman for all his cheap draft and talent evaluation that has come, and it just come to haunt this team this year and showing up in the aggression of Carson Wentz. So honestly, I'm just not very happy about this season at all, man. Like I'm saying, like this was not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah, man. I agree 100%. So so again, with everything that's been going on and the fact that we got to fire a lot of other people, would you have let Carson finish the season out, or would you have started Jalen Hurts?
Well, I mean, like, I think at this point you have to start Jalen Hurts because I think like two previous callers said that they have to justify this second round pick because it'd be different if you drafted him in the fifth or sixth round. Be like, oh, okay, cool. So he's just trying to get a guy. But nah, man. But you drafted this guy high in the second round. So now, as a GM and as a head coach, you have to justify that pick and you have to find a way to keep him in there, or else you're just going to seem like a real idiot. Which is a common theme for Harry Roseman. As pointed out by what's his name, man, Louis Riddick. Pointed that out. So I think this is just more of the, Howie and Doug just trying to like, oh, okay, so how we're going to justify this pick and how we're going to scheme into the offense. So
Hey,
I would just let Jalen finish the rest of the season at this point. You might as well.
yeah, man. And it comes down to, again, I still believe in the talent. I believe in the talent of number 11, but you just got to look at this as evaluation time. It's time to evaluate. I agree with you. Shout out to my guy Marcus Kane with the $1.99 super chat. We still going to struggle, and that is perfectly fine. Real quick, if you're still in it, Marcus, I don't know how long you've been in here, but I agree. We most likely will struggle under Carson and Jalen, but it's at the point where you're supposed to find out. We're at the find out stage of this season, and I think Carson could get better by just relaxing, sitting down. You're going to actually have the closest thing to a regular off season and a regular start to the 2021 season. So listen, the money's there. That means he'll be there, but we have to evaluate everything. Seeing Jalen Hurts will let us know more about the O-line, the coaching staff, every single thing. And I think everybody has to be looked at this point. And we just got to make decisions. Jeff Lurie got to make a decision, even above Howie, based on the rest of this season. Simple and plain.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Because like if Jalen Hurts, man, like if he comes out there and starts, just performing like out of this world, like especially against the Saints, which would kind of be understandable because if you just throw a guy off the bench, man, like and we've seen it with Nick Foles in the playoffs. Like if you just bring a guy off the bench that nobody is, he's expected like the scheme for, like you're going to see like these great out of nowhere performances. But if Jalen Hurts ends up doing good or like, somewhere like moderately like, oh, okay, like I like what I'm seeing from Jalen Hurts, then you can expect, like a bigger quarterback controversy in the fact that, that you can't keep both of these guys because like, as you said, like you have Carson Wentz on this, multi-million-dollar contract, but somehow you ended up drafting another quarterback high, high in the second round at that, and now you got to try to justify and scheme into the offense. So I think like these last 4 weeks of going into the offseason are going to be something that's going to get the ratings for the Philadelphia Eagles and definitely get the fan base talking.
Hey, yeah. Someone in the chat said, bro, you got to take that Wentz jersey down for now. For the last 4 games. I'm just kidding.
Man, look, man. Like, I'm the biggest Carson Wentz fan, man. I am I consider myself like the defender of Wentz, man. So it's kind of like very hard for me, man, to look at this jersey now, man. But even though I know he's just having a bad year, and and logically I can't fault him for that because he's dealing with like 11 different like O-line combinations, man. Like his leading receiver, Travis Fulgham, is last in the league in separation at 2.3 yards. So it's like according like the next gen stats, I seen this on next gen stats, man. Didn't even know it, man, because I was like, man, like I feel like like we're dealing with a persistent problem, with this, again separation. Because I was watching the game, man, and I was just watching Alshon Jeffery take off, man, and he was running on his, on his heels like for most of the game. So I'm like, is this how our receiver core going to play for the rest of the year? Because this has been a persistent problem last year, and Carson was able to turn around. But like certain things don't work all the time. So, and that's what Carson's dealing with.
Hey, I agree. At this point, it's just going to be a wait and see approach for me. But shout out to you. I got to get these last couple people on here.
Sure.
Appreciate you. No problem. Keep grinding. Like I said, my guy Cool Eagle got a channel. Go check him out if you have it. Type in Cool Eagle in the search bar. Watch a video. If you like it, you know what to do.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me as well. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So listen, we're going to get these last couple people on here. Like I said, shout out to everybody in the chat rocking through this. I know, again, it comes down to it. You got three types: Wentz fans, Wentz haters, and then you got people who just stay in the middle. You got to relax them for the rest of the season. You know what I mean? I still believe in the talent, but it is what it is at this point. I'm going to get a couple more of these guys on here. Make sure you smash that like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button because we do more than just live streams. We do the live streams, the call-ins. We do regular videos that I drop throughout the week, little 10, 12-minute videos. Let's get the next guy. Evan, what's going on? We're going to try to get these quicker because a lot of people still got to get done, and I've been on for an hour and 35.
All right, bet. I wrote down what I wanted to say because it doesn't come to my head real quick. All right, anyways. I'm done giving Carson Wentz as many excuses as he's been getting. I mean, this is an unpopular opinion, but we've had him for 5 years. We made the Super Bowl without him and won it. I don't know if we would have won it with him. We could have, but didn't go down that way. But ever since then, he's just been a completely different player, not nearly as good as he was. I know that's probably because Frank Reich isn't here anymore. Anyways, next thing. He changed the team, or Hurts changed the team dramatically. I don't know if it was the play calling or just everyone doesn't like Carson, but Hurts completely saved this team, it feels like. Not saved them, but definitely sparked something and really helped us out. You go ahead, talk whatever you want to say.
No. I agree. That's all good stuff. And then that's why I will elaborate off your thing. I think that's why you have to play him the following game. There's no way after watching not just Jalen Hurts have a spark, but everybody around him felt like they could win. They got better. Like Jalen Reagor returns a punt. Everything just happened to change. We still did lose, though. Ultimately, we lost. And that's why you got to see what he can give us going into the next week. And I'm with you. The excuses are there because it's the context about the whole team. Because we're going to probably be saying at the end of this game, listen, I want the Eagles to win. Don't get me wrong. But if we lose the same way we've been losing under Jalen Hurts, we're going to talk about coaching. We're going to talk about the O-line. We're going to talk about Howie Roseman not being the guy for next year. We're going to talk about the receivers not separating. Now, if he wins, well, then you can say, dang, Wentz, it really was you. You know, you get to see more of the truth when you make this move.
Couldn't have said it better. And first of all, the Packers paid the refs. That it was too evident. But anyways, if that's Carson Wentz on that 4th and 18, he has either taken a sack or thrown it short to Boston Scott to get blown up behind the line. Jalen Hurts can make plays with a bad offensive line. Like you said, he's tailor-made with a bad offensive line. And everyone in the chat is out here popping off, "Ooh, you what does he mean, Taylor?" And out here trying to roast you. And I'm like, that is the biggest facts I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, because I understand what they're trying to say. They're saying that no one should be tailor-made for a bad O-line. But this is the thing. This shouldn't be a problem, and we're going to try to fix that problem. But 7 days into your next game, 6 days into your next game, you can't fix 5 different offensive linemen in that short of time. But you can exchange the slower guy for the faster guy. So that's the Band-Aid move you make. The long-term move is to get Lane Johnson, Brandon Brooks, maybe Andre Dillard is the guy or not the guy. The long-term
Yes.
problem is to fix your O-line, but you can't fix it in 6 days, but you can put the faster guy in. That is what I'm trying to say. But they were like, nobody's supposed to be able to play with a good O-line. Duh. But we got to fix the problem in 6 days, and that's the quickest Band-Aid. Put the scrambler in.
Thank you. We got to get rid of Jeffrey. He's taking our money. He's like a leech. He's just sucking up all our money for no reason, just to be injured for 12 weeks of the season and then do nothing when he's actually healthy. Done with him.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, though, shout out to you, my guy Evan, because everybody in the chat is loving what you're spitting. They're saying hire the little guy for GM, for coach. So they like what you're spitting.
Thank you, guys. Carson is only getting older. He's not gonna get younger over the years that we're 3-9-1 or whatever, however bad we're gonna be. Whereas Jalen Hurts we just got, and he's, what is he, 21, 22?
He's young. I know that. That's all I know.
And also, I'm expecting an upset against the Saints with Taysom Hill back there. If we get pressure with Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox, Taysom Hill is not dealing with that.
I love it. But I'm gonna let you go. Let me let you finish with this. Do we shock the world and beat the Saints?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think knowing the Eagles and the power, the magic that they have, I think that the Giants and the Redskins are about to just lose like 4 games in a row, and the Eagles are about to go off and just have like a 4-game win streak or something. Knowing the Eagles.
Knowing the Eagles backups, let's say.
Yes, sir. And ridiculous.
Hey, I hear you, my guy. Like I said, everybody in the chat loves it. We gonna do more of these call-ins. Hopefully, we have better stuff to talk about with some bright side. But shout out to you, my guy, and shout out to everybody who's waiting. I'll talk to you soon, though.
All right.
All right, peace. All right, we got another little guy coming in here. And Eagles from New Jersey, we going to get you on real quick, real soon. Sorry for the wait. We're going to try to speed these up. But we got our other little Eagle fan. What is going on, Braden, the Eagle fan? How you doing?
What up? If you don't remember me, I'm the one who said Eagles gonna beat the Cowboys 57-0. That's me.
Yeah, I think you were just a little bit off. Just a little bit off.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So how do you feel about the switch?
I didn't even know it till I got out of school because I was still in school when this live stream went live and the news broke. So I was still in school.
So you saw it on the bus ride home?
No, I don't go on the bus.
Oh, you get picked up?
Yeah, I heard it on the radio.
Heard it on the radio. And so what was your initial thought? Were you excited? Were you upset? Were you sad?
I'm none of those. I'm like the person who I think is a good move, but I also think it's a bad move at the same time, if that makes sense at all.
So I think what you're trying to say is you know we need to make a move, but you still believe in Carson Wentz.
I still believe in Carson Wentz a little bit. Just a little bit. I think it might be down here, but I think Jalen Hurts is better. I think Carson Wentz. I think I'm just like, I don't love the move. I don't hate the move, but I'm like in none of those categories. I'm like, it's a good move, but like, I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
Gotcha. It's like, hey, we're 3-win team. What can go wrong?
And I have a Carson Wentz poster up there. Time to rip it down and put a Jalen Hurts poster.
Oh my goodness. Are you gonna wait to see if he gets a W first, or are you about to do it anyway?
Because I know we're gonna win.
All right, give me your score prediction now. I love these score predictions.
73-0.
73-0. Shout out to you. Like I said, hopefully
unrealistic, but I don't care.
You don't care, right? It's Eagles over everyone, right?
Yep.
I love it. Listen, if we can get half of 73, I will be extremely excited. I will take a nice 36-point game against a good defense like
In
that,
the-
I'll take half of 73.
In the draft, I think we have to go either O-line or Jamar Chase. I also think that it's Carson Wentz's fault. All these people, a lot of people are saying it's the O-line's fault. No, like, what the heck are you saying? It's obviously Carson Wentz's fault. Look at Tom Brady. He doesn't have good of an O-line. He didn't have a good O-line. Like he had an okay O-line. And he's still the GOAT. But I think it's all Carson Wentz's fault. If you see some plays, there's a receiver and there's just miscommunication. I can't say that word, but it's that. Because they go in slants. He just always overruns him. He doesn't stop, or like a little curl route, he doesn't stop. So it's just always overthrown. And that pick in the Browns game, that was terrible. He had Jalen Reagor wide open. If you couldn't see that, he had Jalen Reagor wide open.
Hey, I hear you. Yeah. So like I said, I like your prediction. I'll take half of that. But we got to get going with some other people. Shout out to you. Keep the faith in the Eagles. Keep the faith.
Yep. I'm probably gonna start a channel in the next couple months.
There you go. Let me know. I'll definitely subscribe, my guy.
Peace.
Peace. All right. We got Eagles fan from New Jersey. What's going on, my guy?
Yo, what's up, man? Remember from the last live stream?
Yes, sir.
Yo, how you doing, man?
Hey, hanging in there. Like I said, if you caught my video yesterday, I said that to me, you got to start Hurts. I still believe in the talent when it comes to Wentz, but you got to start Hurts. No if, and, or but. So where you stand on that at this moment?
Where I stand is I'm a very big Carson Wentz supporter. Mm-hmm. So the inside of me is like, I hate this move. I hate it. But my logically thinking, it's like he's playing so bad and we're 3-8-1. Why not? Like, just see what he can do.
Yep. And that's where it comes down to. Again, we're mathematically still in this division, but to me, the Philadelphia Eagles, every single position is under the microscope, and you got to just figure it out. That doesn't mean that Carson Wentz is done in Philly. A lot of people are taking that he's 100% done. He'll never get back mentally, and that could be true. Nobody says, if anybody in the chat is a psychiatrist, then let me know. Go talk to Wentz and figure it out. But you just can't make that. You can't make that move in the Green Bay game, see the spark and not continue it. Now, Hurts can come out and stink. We're going to find out, but I think it had to be made. And again, I like where you're coming from, an avid Carson supporter, but you like what else?
And I think this move, Doug's only doing this to save his job, because if he didn't do something, he would get fired ASAP.
Could it be? He could be doing this out of desperation.
Yeah.
Desperation. But let me ask you this, though. Do you believe Jalen Hurts can play good against this tough Saints defense?
Yeah, honestly, no. Because from what I'm hearing about the Saints defense, I heard like best of football type defense. I haven't watched a lot of Saints games, so I don't know. But if I'm hearing best defense from football, I'm like, with our O-line and our receivers not even getting separation, he's gonna struggle. And Doug's not gonna run the ball, so like.
Yeah, that's true. And how are you going to feel if Doug Peterson starts making this offense for Hurts? The rollouts are there. We run the ball 25 plus times. It just looks like a different. And I understand the players wanting to play for a different player, but the coach, if the coach go ahead and Taylor makes this game to him, something he hasn't done for Carson Wentz all year, how are you going to feel about that?
How it's going to make me feel. It's going to have that little theory in the back of my head saying that Doug set Carson to fail from the start. And now it's coming more to life. I'll be angry because, like, you could have did this with Carson, but you're going to do this with a backup quarterback. That's when the brain cells come in.
Yeah, I agree. It will come down to just like how, who, what, where, why. Like, like I said, I do believe there's a huge power struggle when it comes to this team.
Oh, yeah.
With Howie and Doug. You know what I mean? Doug wants to do certain things. Howie wants to do certain things. I think.
May I interrupt you real quick?
No, go ahead.
With Howie, he's got to go. I'm tired of his poor drafting, and then, like I said the last time I was on your live stream, the cap hell we're in, and it's just the talent not producing. Like, he's so bad at drafting. I wouldn't even do some of the picks he does in like a Madden franchise. Like,
yeah, man. I mean, it has been, and sometimes hindsight is 20/20. I mean, like it's like, you know, we're not the thing about DK. Just to talk about him is we're not the only team that passed on him. However, we passed on him and took a receiver. It's a little bit different if you pass on him and take a linebacker. You pass on him and take a corner. We passed on him and took the same position, so it hurts us more. And I mean, I don't know why I should be saying hurts anymore. No pun intended, but it is what it is at the end of the day. I'm an Eagle supporter 100%. I'm going to root for whoever's under center and defend the quarterback that is starting for the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I said, I always respect what Nick Foles did. You know what I mean?
Of course.
You know, I don't, there's people who just legit hate Nick Foles. No, bro got me a ring. You know what I mean? I'm going to love him for that. But at the end of the day, I was on the keep Carson over him because I was looking at the upside, and the upside just hasn't came yet, but what we about to see. But shout out for you coming through. I'm gonna let you go, my guy.
I appreciate you. I definitely got to be in the next one though.
You already know, my guy.
All right.
Peace. Real quick, Jordan said, who ran the ball 25 times? Nobody. What I'm saying is, if this Eagle team who failed to run the ball all season decides to run the ball 25 times for Hurts, it's gonna hurt. To say the least. Shout out to my guy Jim Schwartz is like $9.99 super chat, super sticker. Don't see the super sticker, but he's like, you know what? This is pretty much for the Eagles not to fire me. Please let me stay around on this team. Shout out to Jim Schwartz. Shout out to Jim Schwartz. And then he's like, Jim got to go. Jim got to go. But I'm going to bring my next guy in, and I'm going to get to the super chat. We still got a bunch of people coming in. I'm going to have to take this down soon because I got to get to the people before I can let this go. Shout out to Bleed Green 215. What is going on with you? How do you feel about this move?
Hey, Mike, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Listen, this has been going on for too long, man. They've been. I guess I'm a Carson Wentz supporter. You know, I'll be realistic and say that they have to start Jalen Hurts because it's going to expose the trash the front office been doing for the last couple of years. Ever since we won the Super Bowl, we have not got younger. We waited too late to get younger. We allowed our quarterback coach and offensive coordinator to leave when we had the remedy to win. We had the remedy to win already. We had the formula. Run the ball. We had the tight ends, the receivers, and they waited too late to start making changes. When people got old, we got contracts that just should have been off the books. It's just crazy. I feel like they haven't gave Carson Wentz any help. Now, granted, he's been hurt, but at the same time, we complain about him getting bigger. He's been one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league, coming off an injury. Now, the only difference between him and Jalen Hurts is that he can move faster. He's running for his life. He's a little quicker. But if you're expecting your line, you putting your faith in your team and you're expecting them to put you in the best situation as far as coaching and the people around them, I don't think they did that. This line is horrible. Yes, he's been playing bad, but if you start off the season with almost 6 or 7 sacks, you'll be seeing deers and headlights too. You'll start second guessing yourself every time you come to the snap to try to hike the ball. You'll start feeling like, I don't trust these people around me. And Howie with if it's not the bad picks, the coaching, you're supposed to make this quarter, you just paid them all this money. You're supposed to put the best people around you. Y'all didn't want to go get hot, right? Had a chance to go get hot. You didn't do that because of draft picks, but you can't draft. You don't know how to draft. So why not go get a reliable receiver? Why not call plays that's going to put your quarterback in the best position to win. You see Andy Reid, you see Mike Kafler go anywhere, you let your quarterback coach and your offensive coordinator leave. Y'all should have paid them the money so they could stay because we had the formula. But because of that, all that stuff is basically what you're seeing now of the bad organization that we're in. And it's crazy, man. It's all coming around in full circle. All coming around in full circle.
I agree 100% with you, and I'm on the same thing when it comes to Wentz, but I do believe, you got to make that move with where we're at right now and everything going on, and it could put more fire on the coaching staff. Real quick, shout out to my guy Eagles fan keeping it real with the $9.99 super chat. I say that Doug pounds the ball in the game with a healthy dose of Sanders and Howard sprinkled with a little Scott. We win by 7 points. Hashtag fly Eagles fly. I love the enthusiasm. I love the confidence, being optimistic. Hey, if we win the game, I'm going to root for anybody who's wearing green to win the game. Simple and plain. Shout out to you, my guy. But to go off what you were saying, Eagles bleed green 215. Yeah, man, it's going to show. Is it more Carson? Is it more other things? I think it's all of them. But we're going to see how we go with Jalen Hurts. Like I said, I actually got to get up out of here in 35 minutes, and I got everybody in the backstage. I took the pin down now. So Arib, Redskin fan, Patel, Rick, Sharves does stuff, King James, Eagles fan for life, and Show Enough 215. You guys will all get in. But I took the pin down, and shout out to you, Bleed Green 215. You came in and crushed it. I'm on the same page as you. You good? Your mic is muted. Unmute your mic by your picture at the bottom.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
My part, yeah, they trying to Markel Fultz Wentz, man. That's not the case. That boy, he's still. I still believe in his skill set, man. I just think that because of the coaching, man, not putting him in the best situations. And he's not. He don't have those injuries. That was drastic injuries, man. He shouldn't have to scramble for his life every time they snap the ball. You're supposed to have a line in front of him so he can pick them apart. And I just think that everything is coming full circle, man. With just every bad coaching, bad management, and everything. So and contracts and everything. So we'll see. Hopefully, we'll get it done. We'll see what Jalen Hurts do. I just feel like he's going to be a little quicker. Everybody's going to get excited. Oh, he can get out the pocket, but it's no fun to watch a guy that's just quicker to make plays. He'll wind up getting hurt too, just like that, if we don't fix this.
Hey, I hear you, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through.
No, absolutely, man.
Peace.
All
right. Like I said, you guys in here, don't go nowhere. The thing's down. We're going to get you guys in. Let's get my guy, DH Patel. I probably saying the name wrong. I'm horrible with names. What's going on?
Good.
So let me know, what was your initial thought? We're going to try to keep these going, but what was your initial thought when you saw that Jalen Hurts is starting?
I was good with it. I'm a big fan of Jalen Hurts, but Carson Wentz is not having his best year, so I would put Jalen Hurts in. I don't think so. We have a chance in our division right now.
So you're like, hey, we don't have a chance. Might as well just rock out with a different quarterback and see what changes, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm with you on that. Do you believe that we have a shot to beat the Saints?
I don't know, because the Saints do have a really good defense.
Facts. It's definitely going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy.
So do you think we're going to win?
I wouldn't put my money on it, but at the end of the day, I always find myself getting myself to believe in this team. Come Friday, come Saturday, I'm back in the mix with them, and I'm always going to root for him, and I'm never going to want them to lose. Even though the draft pick sounds great, I'm never going to want them to lose. But at this point, I can't pick them to beat the Saints because the Saints are playing good football.
Yeah.
With that being said, real quick, before I let you go, because we got to get these done, I got to leave in a little bit. Is Carson Wentz going to ever be able to come back from this mentally, do you think?
It's 50-50. If he stays like this, he's probably going to get traded. If he gets better in the offseason, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
And we need more wide receivers like Chase from LSU, and we need some defensive players too.
Hey, we get Chase. We figure out what we're going to do in the future with the quarterback, get a new play caller in here. I think we be all right. But we got some stuff we got to take care of. So thank you for coming through, though. Appreciate it.
All right. Peace.
Peace. All right. Like I said, we getting everybody in here that is left in here. Let's go with, I'm going to call you AU because I can't say a name. What's going on, my guy?
You actually had it right when you pronounced it before. It's actually pronounced Arib. How are you doing, man? First time calling in. Pretty excited. I'm sad that I know there's a lot of people going behind me. I got a lot to say, man. So first of all, Jamar Chase. I do some like slight scouting in my own time. I've got to say, Jamar Chase, bro, he's different, and he's different in a way that he doesn't make a ton of contested grabs. So if you're just watching Justin Jefferson, for example, same LSU offense back in 2019, he had a lot more contested grabs. Like holy crap, that's a great throw, great catch, right? But Jamar Chase, he's just always open, and that's something that I think would fit this Eagles offense. You know, it's a lock and key thing. Like that's exactly what we're missing. We need to have someone who can get repeatedly open multiple times. They don't even throw screens to this guy. I watched around 7 full LSU games back in 2019. I charted every single one of these plays. I know I'm kind of nerdy, but I'm bored. And he was only throwing a screen ball twice. I mean, he's just getting open. Against Clemson, he went off for like 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. He dropped another 35-yard touchdown as well. And I mean, sure, he might have dropped it, but still, there were more numbers to be had, and that's just something that fits the offense more. I'm talking about Doug, right? So, Doug, I think you were hitting on it with the previous caller. Doug, if he does start calling more bootlegs, runs the ball more, if I'm Carson Wentz, I'd want to get traded. Like, I'd feel really bad. Like, are you out to get me? That's how I feel personally. Like, what's the point of this? And I know my man EDP, he's been getting canceled recently, but he just had a video he put up today saying he'd do something similar where if he was Carson, he'd like to get traded and go to another organization. And frankly, like, I'm a big Doug guy personally. I think Doug, I don't want him to leave this year, but if he does leave, right, people are like, we should get in Joe Brady from Carolina, maybe Brian Dable, the offensive coordinator up in Buffalo, even Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator out in Tennessee, right? But if you go back to 2016, right, Howie Roseman was still the GM then. Who was our pick? Our pick was Doug Peterson, and it ended up working out. But he was like the 4th or 5th option. So if I'm an offensive mastermind like Eric Bieniemy, for example, another guy in Kansas City, do I want to come to Philadelphia where Howie Roseman, who is reported to have all this unnecessary power, he has all the strength, he has the ability to say, you know what, Doug, I don't care who you want to start on Sundays, it's who I want to start on Sundays. Like, do I want to really come here? And like,
exactly.
If Doug got fired, right, I'd be sad. But if we got someone like Joe Brady, then yeah, I'd be all in. He's doing great things with Teddy Bridgewater out there. And the biggest question is, will these coaching candidates even come to Philly? Like, I don't know. And for me, that's on Howie Roseman. We need to get Howie out of the building. I literally have a list of all his bad draft picks. I think he's only had one good draft class the last 4 years. And, I mean, those good players are like Avonte Maddox. Like, he's a starter, but is he really a good player? I'm not 100% sure. Prediction for this game, I want us to win, but I just can't. You hit on it. I'm similar to you where, like, I sort of like hype myself into it, and on Friday and Saturday, I'm like, maybe we'll have a chance, and then we end up coming out flat like we always do to start off the half, and I know it's just game from there. But I don't think we have a chance of winning. If Hurts can do anything that can give me sort of any faith in him, it'll be a good game.
Yeah, I hear you, and I'm at the same spot. To get a coach to come in here, you're going to have to give him some type of reinsurance that Howie's not in charge no more. So, I mean, maybe you just do that with Doug and let it be Doug's show for one more year. But you need to get an OC if that's the case. We only time will tell. But hey, shout out to you, Arib. You came in with some great facts. I appreciate you for hanging in there. We gonna be doing more call-ins. Definitely stay tuned.
Thank you, man. I'd love to be on some future live streams.
All right, be easy. All right. So now we're about to hear from a Washington football fan. We'll see how far he goes before we'll see. Go ahead.
Hello.
From the
How you
outside looking
doing?
in, what is your take on this Eagles decision to start Jalen Hurts?
I don't mind. He really needs to give him a chance. Give Jalen Hurts a chance, but he could not throw Jalen Hurts to the wolves, man.
Throw him to
You
the
know,
wolves?
throw him to the wolves against a powerful team like the against the Packers. He did pretty good out there. I watched it.
True. Let me ask you this though. So, how did you feel about your Redskins? How your Washington football team beat the Steelers, and do you believe that you guys will win the division?
Yes, 100%. Yes, our defense is legit.
Interesting.
And
Listen, go ahead.
And I'm so impressed with Alex Smith. Plus, yeah, and they need to the Redskins need to because with Sean no with Ron Rivera, that was a good hire, and Jack DeWill, the offense have been improved since in the final 5 weeks of the game.
Yeah. All right. So you said you do like the move. You think it's probably just something that the Eagles got to do. Let me ask you this. Week 17,
Mm-hmm.
Alex Smith versus Jalen Hurts. Can he beat you guys?
It's up to the no, it's impossible. It's impossible. I don't know. We have to find out.
Hey, shout out to you. Appreciate it. Yeah, and you came in. You didn't come in so crazy. You came in with. I mean, we're division rivals. We don't like each other, but you came in with some good perspective. Hey, listen. Shout out to you guys and the Giants for stepping up and trying to take this poor division. Again, we're not mathematically out. I don't really have my hopes to the East crown this year. Let you guys fight it out. You know what I mean? It's been a while, but shout out to you for waiting back there. And so your take is, though, the move to Jalen Hurts was expected from the outsider looking in?
Yes, I'm not surprised.
Alrighty.
Because Wentz, they need the Eagles need to fix this franchise. You know what I mean? Starting with firing Howie Roseman and Doug Peterson.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
I hear you. Shout out to you. We'll see you week 17 and be easy, my guy.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
One last thing. The Eagles should have kept Nick Foles. My opinion.
Oh man, I gotta let you go off that. We already got one backup we gotta talk about. We can't bring another one in, but I hear you.
Bad. I'm sorry, my bad.
You're good. Be easy, my guy.
Yeah, you too, man. You too.
He tried to bring the Nick Foles in at the last second. He tried to bring him in. All right, shout out to my guy. We got a 2020 vision. Always keeping it down for me. Smash that like button if you haven't done it already. It's easy. It's free. You know what I mean? Just get it done. And also, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. We do a lot of things on this channel. Let's get Rick in here. What's going on, Rick?
What's up?
Hey, news drop. Jalen Hurts will start against the Saints. Initial thoughts?
I'm a big Jalen Hurts supporter because Alabama is my favorite college team, and he came from Alabama. Well, he came from Oklahoma, but he was with Alabama first. But not that many people say that. Okay, Jalen Hurts do have accuracy problems. He had it when he was with Alabama, and they don't see that, or I guess they didn't follow him. Secondly, I think Wentz is going to get asked for a trade or get traded. I say this because you can't bench him and then the offense do good, and then you come back and say, "Well, we want you to be the starter." You just
Mm-hmm.
can't do it. I think benching him broke him completely, and I say that because you can't do all this stuff and then come back and say, "Well, we need you again." You just can't do it.
Yeah, you start to lose, the trust, the bond, the chemistry, all goes out the window, kind of.
Yeah, and I'm a big Eagles fan, and I hope Jalen Hurts do good, but the problems are deeper than just quarterback. It's worse. But we losing this year anyway, so let them play. Let them get his feet wet. And do I think it was a good idea that he's going against the Saints defense? No, because you kind of scared that he might get hurt. You don't want him to get hurt, but you never know what can happen. Look at what happened with Joe Burrow. It's things like that.
That's facts. That's facts. Hey, I agree 100% with you. It's at the time now where it's like, hey, the season's over. It's time to evaluate. But you do knock his confidence down a little bit more. Again, if you playing in Philly, though, you got to have some type of mental toughness. It's just what it takes. Donovan McNabb. There are people who hate him and love him. I loved him. I would never bash the guy. I mean, because I came into the Eagles in 98, 99-ish. So I love Donovan McNabb. But the people would constantly bash him. I would stick up for him. I'd be called McNabb fan. And it is what it is. Listen, this fan base, whether we like it or not, is a love or hate you type fan base. You know what I mean? We either gonna love you or we're gonna hate you. And I'm not saying as a whole, but I'm saying it's just what they do.
Yeah, and also I think the Super Bowl was a gift and a curse. It was a curse because this fan base fell in love with the backup QB. So now we're thinking the backup QB is going to come and do it again. And we got lucky. We got lucky Super Bowl run. Let's be honest. We got pretty lucky.
Hey, I can't say that on the screen though, because then all the
I love
other
that we won the Super Bowl. I love we won the Super Bowl, but it was pretty damn lucky. We got lucky against the Falcons.
I was at that game.
The Falcons. But yeah, other than that, I'm pretty sure the fans. We just fell in love with backup QB.
Hey, I hear you, man. We're going to find out and see what he's about, and we're going to have some tough decisions throughout the whole organization this offseason. But hey, shout out to you, my guy. I'm gonna get the next call in. Appreciate you for calling in, though. Good insight.
All right, stay blessed, man.
You already know. All right, we got exactly 1, 2, 3. We got 5 more guys left. It is 4:24. We're going to try to make it work out in the next 10, 15. Here we go. What's going on, my guy?
What's up, dude?
Hey, hanging in there. Trying to get you guys input on your instant thoughts. Like I said, for those who are just jumping in this stream, I kind of keep repeating myself, answering these guys. But if you look, go back the first 8 minutes of this stream, I had no caller in and I gave you my exact thoughts. Also, I put a video out yesterday and it said my exact thoughts. So go ahead. What is your initial thought on this move?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it quick and simple. You already know what I'm gonna talk about. Yeah, this front office is a mess. Like, come on, how do you already have I don't know, like a franchise quarterback that's making millions, maybe. I have no idea what his contract exactly is, but I know it's like the third most or something. And then you go out and draft freaking Jalen Hurts in the second round when you already have a starting quarterback. And I personally think it's mentally screwing up Carson, because how does this front office think these injury, like if this front office really thinks these injuries aren't gonna affect Carson, like look at this. In college, I started in college, wrist injury, fractured wrist. 2016, hairline fracture. 2017, 20 ACL, LCL. 2018, fractured back. 2020, concussion. All of these injuries. Just imagine, like, like rehabbing through this, how much stress and how much mental disturbance that causes.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be in his head. But like I said, if he's going to play in Philly, he's going to have to be able to get out of his own head, and it's going to come down to this. He sits on it. He sits on the bench, gathers his thoughts. Hopefully, the Philadelphia Eagles as a whole figure out this problem, because the O line's a problem. The quarterback coach is a problem. The coach itself, if he's going to call plays, is a problem. Howie Roseman is a problem. So Carson Wentz, as though he's been a problem, he's one of the many problems the Eagles got. So taking him out of the equation is going to either say, was he most of the problem, or was everything else most of the problem? Because if Jalen Hurts comes out and falls on his face, you can still say he's a rookie. But you can also say you weren't saying that last week. So it goes to show that we need a run game. We need an O-line. We need Doug to stop calling plays. Howie hasn't done nothing for us. So it's going to show a lot if it all plays out that way. So I agree, but I agree with what you said. It did take a shot. Everything, drafting him, now being benched for him, it all comes back to him just like, wow, y'all definitely gave me the money, but you're not showing me anything else when it comes to security.
Yeah, and I think people have said this already. It's not. I've been a Wentz supporter for a while, but I mean, it's hard to really defend him now. But come on, it's not like Doug Peterson's helping him by not running the football. Like when your quarterback is struggling, you have to try something different. You know what's been working? You know what else has been working? The run game. You know what else Doug Peterson is trying to run away from? Well, the run game. It's like
I agree.
It's like trying to, like if you have some, I don't know, like in a movie, if the main character has like some legendary weapon and it's killing all the bad guys, it's like chucking the weapon. It's like
Just
chucking
not
the
using
weapon.
it.
So, yeah, it's like chucking the weapon out of an airplane, and I don't know, just like punching everyone with fists. It's not gonna work.
Hey, I agree 100%. And with that being said, I'm gonna let you go. Appreciate the insight. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's something that we got to get done, but we got a lot of things we got to talk about when it comes to this offseason, though. So stay tuned. We're gonna be doing more call-ins. So hopefully I get you more earlier in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all right, see you.
Appreciate you. All right. King James in the building. What's going on, my guy?
Yo, what's good? What's good with you? You can hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you. All right, are you the King James that's in my draft, right?
That's all over. I'm all over everywhere.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're King James the third.
Yep.
In the fantasy draft, right?
On Twitter and fantasy. Yep.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Well, I was just making sure that you were in mine. I'm saying just because anybody can name themselves on here King James, so I didn't know if that was because I want to I'm gonna talk to you a little differently. You know what I mean? Because you see me coming up though.
Yo, I see you. I'm peeping you though.
All right, but all right. So, what was your initial take when you heard that Jalen Hurts is starting against the Saints?
I like it because Jalen Hurts been had a chip on his shoulder since college. He's seen another quarterback come in and take his job. He went and proved himself. He didn't want to get drafted to the Eagles, but he like, all right, it is what it is. I got to go prove myself again. So yeah, give him a chance to prove himself, and see what he got. So I really do like the move. I think everything is Doug Peterson's fault, and he partly said that when he said, "I got to fix Carson." A lot of people didn't pick up on that. He said, I got to fix Carson. Why do you got to fix Carson? Because look at what this man been having to deal with for the last couple of years. He been injuries. Nick Foles came in. They built the shrine for Nick Foles. They built got the Super Bowl, got the statue. I got to sit on the sidelines and watch this. When I go in and try to prove myself, okay, we make it back to the playoffs, I get hurt again. But Carson's fault is like he needs leadership. That's what he needs. Because, it's easy for you to go out there and win, but the people don't want to play with you if you keep turning the ball over. And that's what it's down to. Nick Foles didn't really turn the ball over. He got the ball out quick. Boom, let's move it on. And let's, get the first down. So Yeah, they want to play for Nick Foles. Yeah, they want to bump it up to start playing for Jalen Hurts. But then look what Carson had to deal with. Jalen Hurts coming in with the same group of people on the offense in practice every day.
Mhm.
Carson been dealing with injuries in and out of the game. Boom, we switching up parts and this and that, and he's still having to prove himself. Yeah, they paid him, but then they drafted Jalen Hurts. So he like, okay, so y'all want to pay me. I get that y'all want some type of insurance, but I'm gonna try to prove myself again. And he coming out here, he can't build a good rapport with his teammates because of the offseason. We got COVID and stuff this year. And he even said that, yeah, I haven't been building relationships with my teammates. That goes back to his leadership. But that's just what he has been dealing with. Yeah, he's been going through a lot of stuff. So a lot of people need to kind of take it easy on Carson Wentz because he's been kind of doing everything he could do. His problem is leadership and turning the ball over.
Hey, I agree. I'm at the point where I still believe in the talent. Will he be fixed next year? It's something that we got to see. But there's no reason why you don't make this move, especially with what you did and what we've seen for a quarter and a half. There's no denying there was a spark. Now, will that spark continue against a great defense? That remains to be seen. And that's also going to show if he does have a lot of success, it's still a small sample size, but then you can analyze that it was more Wentz. If he fails, just like Wentz, then you can analyze it's just a bad situation to be in, and we have to fix this situation, whether it's Hurts or Wentz for 2021. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's Doug Peterson.
Oh yeah, look, hey,
That's all it is. Because Wentz is going out there doing what Doug Peterson tell him to do. Okay, we're gonna give it to this person. Okay, we're gonna give it to Ertz. Okay, so he got one or two reads and then boom. If they not open, he getting sacked. So it's like, dude, I'm doing what you told me to do.
Well, let me ask you this real quick before I let you go. But you're excited for the move, though, right?
Yeah. Because I want Carson Wentz to take a step back and on the sidelines again and watch somebody else attempt to take his job because he is going to come back and play better, but he do need an offseason to, fix his relationships with his teammates. I think that's what it is. That's why nobody really want to play hard for him because it's like, you want us to play hard for you, but then, when we're not at work, you're not a coworker. You missing. So
Hey, I hear you, my guy. I hear you. Like I said, I respect what you say. Your insight is almost as good as your gifs you be dropping in the chat.
yeah, I be trying.
No, I just kidding. And that's a little insight because, like I said, we did a Philly Talk Nation podcast, a Philly Talk Nation ESPN fantasy draft, and my guy King James is in it. His team's pretty good. He's definitely going to be in the playoffs. We'll see how he rocks out.
Second year ever playing fantasy, holding it down.
Hey, we gonna keep it. Like I said, we looking to get some more fantasy leagues out next year, maybe a couple. But always the channel members got to get the first dibs. But hey, shout out to you, my guy King James. And we're gonna see how this team responds. We're definitely gonna see, my guy.
Yeah, we're gonna play good. You know what I'm saying? But yo, shout out to you, man. Shout out the whole crew, RB, Joey, 500, Brunson. I rock with all of y'all, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? All of y'all are entertaining in your own way. And y'all make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe on every video.
You already know. Appreciate it, my guy. All right. We closing down. We gonna get Eagles fan for life. What is going on? Eagles fan for life.
Nothing much.
What was your take when you heard that Jalen Hurts will start?
I'm actually pretty excited for it. I saw Hurts coming out of Oklahoma. I saw him play a little bit, saw some of his highlights. It's going to be interesting. I do think he won't take Wentz's job. It really will depend on this. Kind of reminds me of a few situations in the past, like when Foles first came in for Vic, when Vic struggled in the 2012 season. It just reminds me of that a little bit.
So you think it could be Hurts come in, we see what we got with him, know where his future is going to be, and then initially it goes right back to Carson to start 2021.
Yeah, sort of. And if Carson continues to struggle, they do it like what happened in 2013. I still feel like they're going to probably blow up part of the coaching staff and rebuild part of the front office. They might do like what 2013 did. If we can get a perfectly rebuilt team, or at least somewhat a stabilized line, something like that, that honestly could turn the season around, like next year's season around, like and for a few more years. Get Wentz healthy, get him some weapons.
Facts. Yeah, I hear you, man. We've been going for 2 hours and 24 minutes. But yeah, so when it comes to Jalen Hurts, do you think he's going to have a successful last 4 games, or it's just going to be more of the same stuff because of the problems Doug and the O-line and everything else is there?
Truly, I think he will have a few successful games. Like, it really depends on who he plays, because he does play the Cowboys, who are banged up like us. I feel like he might be able to go like 1-3 or 2-2. This situation with Wentz also kind of reminds me a bit about the situation in Indianapolis a few years ago with Luck, when he had like that 2-year stretch of like injury after injury, and then just like was forced to retire.
Yeah, it definitely could be something like that. We wouldn't want to see that, especially if we go ahead and, continue to go his way, and then he just pulls one of them on us. And I agree, man. He's been hit 49 times already. It's not easy getting smacked around 49 times as a quarterback. The shots are sometimes unprotected. You're staying in a pocket. You got your hand up. You're vulnerable. A lot of things. With that being said, I like your energy. I like where you're coming from. You like the move because of where we're at right now, but you don't think it's going to be like the super life-changing move. I appreciate your take, my guy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. First time calling in, and I like the podcast so far.
Hey, thank you very much, my guy. Next time, again, we 2 hours and 25 minutes deep. We try to get some of these earlier. I didn't think I was even going to go this long, but hey, I appreciate you, my guy.
Okay. Have a great day.
You too. Peace. All right, we got 3 more. We got Andrew, we got my guy Takeem, and we got Zay, and then we gonna finish it up. So go ahead, Andrew. What was your take on this move?
What's up? I personally love this move. I think we gave Carson Wentz, I think it was like 11 games to do something positive. Did a few things, but overall, he's had enough time. I mean, last game he had 79 yards at the end of the third quarter. It was just no signs of anything positive, and bringing Hurts in lit a spark. He first drive, he looked good, threw a deep pass to Rager. Then it was a holding call, which I personally didn't think it was holding. Ended up punting second drive, threw a touchdown pass. Then Rager got the punt return. I feel like it was a good start. Like, trying against the Saints, it is a tough game. I mean, playing against a top defense, he's a rookie. Guess we'll see what happens, but I like the move.
Hey, I agree. It comes to a point where like you could still believe in a player, but know that it's not working. And then that's also where I gotta see. I don't gotta see. I know Doug is to blame. I know the O-line is to blame. I know there's a lot of stuff to blame with Carson, but we're gonna see how much is it the others or is it Carson the way this plays out.
Yeah, I mean, Doug is certainly not helping, not running the ball. He brings in Jordan Howard, forgets about Miles Sanders, puts Jeffrey instead of Falco, Peters instead of Mulata. Beginning of the season, it's crazy. Like, I don't know what he's not helping Carson, but Carson's also playing terrible. He's more turnovers than touchdowns. It's unacceptable.
Mike, you got a gift to come up. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I hear you, my guy. But yeah, real quick, I agree with you 100%. Are we going to see Doug try to put Jalen Hurts in the better situations that he failed to do for Carson? Who knows? But hey, we got to play next week. We announced the starter. Now we got to live with the consequences. And again, I believe Carson Wentz is going to be in our future unless we get gifted a crazy trade package. But can he be fixed? I believe so. If you get the right guys in there, meaning you got to blow a lot of this organization up. Shout out to EDP. Someone said that he said it best by saying the organization failed Wentz. That's true. I think Wentz is broken, and it's because of the organization. But we can't argue while he's broken. Why is he broken? It doesn't matter at this point because once it's broken, it's broken. Can it be fixed? Not under this regime, is what I'm trying to say. So changes got to be made, and it starts with Lori. But so overall, you like to take though, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Hurts this Sunday.
Yeah. Let me ask you this before I let you go, my guy. Is there anything in your brain that says, you know what, maybe we can win this game?
Um, honestly, depends if Drew Brees is playing. I don't know who's
I
planning on
think they said
playing.
Taysom Hill is still going to play this game.
I think, I mean, it's possible. I think if they can stop Taysom with his running, like as you know, the Eagles struggle with stopping running QBs. I say if they contain him. I mean, Kamara's not getting as involved. I think he's banged up. So we'll see.
Hey, I appreciate you for coming through. Like I said, 2 hours, 29 minutes. You the second to last caller. I appreciate you, my guy. Shout out to you, Andrew.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. All right, all right. Like I said, I got to start remembering how many we got. But 2 hours and 30 minutes, we had to at least have 20, 25, 30 callers. We got our last guy, channel member of the Philly Talk podcast. What is going on, my guy? Takeem Hilton. Your mic is muted. Just hit the There you go. Wait, it's still I still can't hear you. Can you hear me? Go out and come back in, and I'll pull you right back up. All right, we're gonna have my guy come back in. He's been waiting for a minute. So, man, we got 119 people still in here. This is going on 2.5 hours, my guys. I know some of you guys just joining in here and all that. But we had our fair share of convo. Make sure you smash that like button for your boy. It's simple, it's easy, it's free. It doesn't cost nothing to smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button because we do this often. We do call-ins, we do regular videos, we do a lot. What's going on, my guy?
You can hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's good, Mike?
You already know.
Yes.
Good.
I didn't catch all the callers, so I don't know if anybody touched on this. I just wanted to say that I think this is a strategic front office move with starting Hurts. I think they're going to start him for the next 4 games of the season and see what he has. But I think they're doing it because they're going to shop him at the end of the season because Carson Wentz's contract is too big to move. And I think they're going to stick with him long-term, Carson Wentz. And then they're going to move Hurts. They're going to try to move Hurts to like a team like the Patriots or the Falcons and try to get some draft capital for him. But I think they're going to fire Howie after the season and bring in another general manager to try to clean this up, but keep Wentz at the same time. So I don't know if anybody touched on that, but I just think Carson Wentz's contract is too big to move. So they're gonna see what they got with Hurts and try to put him out there to see what he got so they could move him at the end of the season. What do you think about that?
That's definitely an interesting topic. And I mean, knowing Howie Roseman, you're saying he's not going to be there. Knowing the new GM, it's going to be pretty much who they believe in. And coming into this situation, they're going to probably come in saying, listen, I'm going to take this job, but I like Carson Wentz. We got to keep him. I'm going to take this job, but I really don't like Carson Wentz. I know it's a big contract, but we're going to try to move it. So I think, it's the GM's going to take this job knowing what he's getting himself into. How Daryl Morey took the Sixers job saying, I like Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. A lot of other people don't like them together. I like it. I'm going to show you that it could work. So if there's a GM that believes in Carson Wentz, he comes in here and he wants to get it done, move some pieces, especially if we have a top 5 pick, top 6 pick. Maybe he's like, I might be able to fix this offense in a short period of time, maybe not right away, but just say we get a little healthy. Oh my God, that's like asking for a lot though. But if we get healthy, if a GM hits on the first 3, 4, 5 picks of the draft because we're top 5, you never know. Let me ask you this though. What would you do if Jalen Hurts legitly is balling these last 4?
If he looks good, he probably win 3 out of 4, like best case scenario. But I still think they would move him because he's on a rookie contract, and there's a lot of quarterback needy teams out there, and there's a lot of veteran quarterbacks that are about to either retire or their career is going to be as a backup, like Matt Ryan, for example. So I think the Eagles are trying to get the most out of Hurts these last 4 games, and I just think they're going to shop him because they can't take that hit on Carson's contract. It's going to mess up the franchise for like years to come if they try to move Carson Wentz and eat that money. So I just think they're going to stick with Carson for at least 2 more years and then see what they got with a new GM and try to move Hurts for some draft capital. That's what I think.
And that definitely could be a possibility, especially when you're looking at trying to get as much capital to help this struggling offense. But let me ask you this. What if, again, now Hurts could come out and just fall flat on his face, and then Carson Wentz is 100% the future going in 2021 because it is what it is. But could you see a scenario where you'd be okay? Well, not be okay, but if the Eagles could find a trade partner, it could work like this in a sense. And I'm not saying I want this. I believe Carson Wentz is going to get every opportunity to be the starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles come 2021. However, if you found a trade partner, I believe we would only have to eat maybe 28, 30 million of the dead cap, and you could spread that out a little bit. You do see that happening at all?
They would have to either restructure a lot of defensive contracts and offensive contracts, or just start releasing people outright. But if they do that, they're still gonna have to eat money on other contracts like Alshon, Brandon Brooks, Fletcher Cox. Like there's a lot of big contracts on a team that they would have to keep Wentz or to try to move Wentz. They might do a package deal if they really want to get rid of Wentz. But then you got to have like a team that's willing to take on that, those contracts. So I think it's just going to be a lot of house cleaning this offseason as far as players 30 and older. Their contracts, they're going to have to do something about, either try to trade them in package deals or just straight up release them and eat the money. But I don't see them eating a whole bunch of contracts, so they're going to have to make some trades or something.
Hey, yeah, I hear you, my guy. And like I said, these last 4 games are going to be interesting for that reason. And for the simple fact that what kind of controversy we have in this offseason and what moves we got to be made. I think Jer Flory got to look at the whole situation, and everybody has to be dealt with or at least discussed about what is their future for the Philadelphia Eagles. But I appreciate you, my guy. That's why I wanted to get you on here. I know you always, big in the draft, big with this situation. So, hey, no one really brought that situation up. We'll keep that on the table. I'll definitely holler at you in one of my off-season videos if we start hearing rumors. The Tim McManuses, the Jeff McClains talking about it. I'm going to say you heard it here first 2 months ago by my guy, Takeem Hilton. I appreciate you.
Definitely. I had to come through and show some love. Thanks for having me, Mike. Appreciate it.
You already know. Be easy, my guy.
All right.
All right. I don't know how a couple more people jumped in because I took the pin down, so I don't know how they still had it. I don't know how it's happening, but I thought I removed it. Let's see what my wife says. I'll see if I can get you guys in real quick because I got to take her somewhere. Take her daughter somewhere. All right. She's not bugging right now. She said at 45. It's 49. Let me text her. See what's going on. Like I said, we're about to crush the 3-hour mark now. With that being said, I'm gonna get you guys in here. It gotta be super quick though, just because I don't want to leave y'all hanging. You could give me your quick take. Zay, what is your take on this? Were you excited or you were mad?
To be honest, man, I was in between. For me, Jalen can start to see what type of trade value, he can be evaluated at. But Carson's my QB. I know his psyche's all messed up right now because all the stuff that he's been dealing with the last couple of years, he's probably asking himself after, his first 3 years, like, am I really injury prone? And then now after he got his little chance, not he got his chance, but after the second year, he was an MVP candidate. His confidence was probably at a sky high. And then every single year after that, he's had a backup quarterback problem. You know what I'm saying? So every day he walks into the building, he sees that statue of Nick Foles. I understand his psyche messed up. But also on top of that, we're just not a place that a lot of people want to really go to because we're not an interesting destination for free agents because of, in my opinion, Howie Roseman. Like,
That's
we
true.
had a lot of free agents come in this year. We had so many different names that came in and out of the office this year. Some of them didn't even go to the visit because of whatever reason, and they just signed with another team, like Devontae, whatever his name is. He signed with the Giants.
Yep, Devontae Freeman.
Adams or whatever, Freeman. Yeah, so it's just like certain things like that. It's just it nitpicks at the conversation of, do we really want to get rid of Carson? It's like there's so many if, ands, or buts. And Carson, for me, you know, he's gone through a lot of controversial issues, I would say, because like I said, he's asking himself, am I injury prone? He just got bigger so that he could stay healthy. He's been healthy all last year, except for the end of the year. All this year he's healthy, but it's just that backup quarterback problem. And Doug drafted Jalen and wrote a whole bunch of plays for this man just so he could he came up and schemed a bunch of plays. He came up with a package for Jalen, but he keeps on throwing Carson Wentz into the fire and saying, like, okay, like, I'm gonna have Greg Ward, Dallas Goedert, and Jalen Reagor. All three of y'all gonna run hooks. None of y'all gonna run deep routes in this one play. And they're running zone. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Sometimes he be doing zone beaters when it's man and vice versa. And I agree totally with you. Unfortunately, like I said, I got to go. I appreciate the call.
Problem,
Try to get you in earlier next time. Hey, shout out to you, man. I agree with you though.
Hey, yo, I'm a big fan of the show, bro. Keep on doing your thing, and I appreciate it, bro. Take care of your fam.
You already know. Be easy.
You as well, man. Be easy.
All right, so what I'm gonna do this one, I'm gonna put all of us on here. I'm gonna ask you all one. I'm gonna get your one take on this. Bang, bang, bang. I'll start with the guy to my left. We're gonna go Philly kid. Give me up. He dipped up out of here. So Eagles fan XX, quickly give me your take on it. Happy, mad? Let me know. Up, he dipped out too. So we got the last Money Mo. What's going on? Give me your take on it. You the last one.
What's up, man? I mean, I feel as though it's time, you know, that Carson sits for him to really evaluate himself or whatever the case may be. But this organization is bigger than Carson. It starts from the top with the owner to the GM to the coaches. The last couple of years, there's been no coaching staff that came in here, no offensive coordinators, no wide receiver coaches, no DB coaches.
Oh, we did get the new DB coach and wide receiver coach for this year.
I mean, but he's not doing nothing for them to get open and stuff. I mean, it's just crazy. You see what I'm saying? So it's just time to clean house, man. It's just time to clean house and bring somebody in who's really going to coach these quarterbacks. Because I guarantee you, if Jalen Hurts goes in next year with Doug Peterson as the play caller, no offensive coordinator, no quarterback coach, it's going to be the same result.
I agree. So I know we all know Carson was struggling and it's evident, but do you still blame as much as the O-line, Doug's play calling, Howie Roseman? There's a lot more issues than just Wentz, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's more issues than Wentz, but this year it goes Doug, Wentz, and then everybody else. Because, you know, Carson been in this offense for some years, so he should know. But when your psyche is messed up, it's nothing you really can do about it. And for Doug Peterson not to run the ball, it's just bad.
Yeah, it's like, why? It's like, why?
Why not run the ball? And then even in that Seattle game, why not kick the field goal and see if your defense can make a stop?
Exactly.
And see if your offense can go down and tie the game up.
Situational football has been bad this year.
He went forward 2 times on 4th down on the other side of the field.
I agree, 100%.
Why do that? Why not take the points? And he does that all the time.
Facts. And I'm with you on the sense that we got to start Jalen Hurts just because of the move we made in the third quarter. You can't do that to the rest of the team. You saw the spark. We got to go off it. And that's, like I said, is going to show more as it. How much is it Carson and how much is it everybody else? Which I agree, everybody deserves blame. And my 2 top guys are Doug and Carson.
Wentz. It got to be, you know, because your quarterback is going to take the most hits every time. So, especially in Philadelphia, it's always going to be the quarterback.
It's always the quarterback.
Even that year when Donovan McNabb had a bad year and he got benched, the blame was on Donovan McNabb. So, yeah, we're just going to see what happens. I mean, like I said, I'm a Philly fan. I'm a root for Jalen Hurts, but I just think it's just gonna be the same results. I think he does have an opportunity to beat like the Cowboys or the Skins, but the Saints and Cardinals, I'm not so sure about that one.
Yeah, and the way Philly fans are, if he comes out horrible against the Saints, they're gonna get on him right away. But listen, as a
No,
rookie,
I don't think so. I think they're gonna give him the rookie excuse.
well, he deserves it, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, I'll give it to him too. But you can't give him the excuse if you was hyping him up with the how he came in the Green Bay game.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see. Hey, shout out to you, my guy. Like I said, we're going on 2 hours and 44 minutes. I got to go, but I love your insight. Next time we try to get you earlier in the stream. Hey, everybody in the chat, make sure you have.
I mean, I just clicked in last minute.
Nah, I know. Hey, but listen, everybody in the chat.
Last minute, but big fan of y'all. Like what y'all doing, Philly Fresh, and the other guy, I forgot his name, but
Gate City.
You know, man, yeah, I like what y'all doing, man. It's good to take an insight from fans instead of all these analysts sometimes.
You already know. I appreciate you, my guys.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too. Peace. So like I said, we only got 109 people left in here. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and turn post notifications on. So when I drop live, because I put this live up at 2 o'clock and I went live at 2:10. It was only up for 10 minutes. Sometimes I do that. Make sure you have post notifications on so you know. I got to go. My wife is about to kill me. Until next time, you guys know what time it is. It's late.